Fucking Craig.
He didn't have anybody to interrupt this time either. Sarah's not here.
Craig.
How about now?
Out the same. Do you want to be on the deck?
Seriously? I do.
Okay. Oh, that's much better. I don't know what you did there, but that was like,
So now it's good?
yeah. I don't know about. Yep. Looks like we got some head shakes from everybody else too. So.
Okie dokie.
And as you were waking up, Idril, you'd gotten that sense in your on your compass of a direction. You know where to go, basically. You have this sense of where you need to be going because you have an idea in mind, listening to everybody else.
Where I need to be going or where the group needs to be going?
It's a sense only for you, so you can tell, but you presume it's for everybody because it worked previously when you were at sea, trying to find your direction to get to the Crystal Tower.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if it was related to Cernus.
It's definitely related to them because it's your
Cernus.
tattoo. It's your tattoo that's the compass, if you recall.
Okay.
Can I see it?
Everybody can see Idril's tattoos now, yes.
Yeah,
It is
I'm
it is
hiding them anymore.
pointedly pointing left on your arm, Idril, and that would be west. Or wait. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. What were you saying about these bushes?
They are soggy and they've rustled as to what
Oh,
Thea knows, but I don't know if
okay.
Thea's shared that knowledge with you yet.
Well,
And
if
they-
everyone is up on deck, I'm sure everyone that's on deck has seen the soggy bushes at this point.
Except for Zek, which I'm moving out now because I'm assuming you want out too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yep, now you're good. I think that's everybody here. Heron, you haven't said a word, bud. You staying in there?
No, I wanted to come out.
Okay. I didn't hear it. Let me see if I can turn your volume up too a little bit. There we go. All right, now we've got everybody for now. She is still in her room. You guys apparently think that she's just not feeling well after staying up for one night in a row. She's still recovering.
Okay. So it was like immediately as soon as I got on deck that I knew I wanted to go left. Okay. An overwhelming feeling or just a
Yeah, it's definitely a magnetic pull almost to your senses to the west. And
I walk up to the wheel and I shout to the group, "We need to go west."
I'm gonna shout back.
All
These
in favor,
bushes,
say aye.
These bushes are magic. They gave off a gray glow.
What the fuck's going on? So, I mean, I know they're soggy, but Mime's gonna approach Soggy Bush 2 and pour some blue liquid from my water skin, some of the magical blue liquid from the Crystal Tower, onto Soggy Bush 2.
I love how Mime's first reaction to anything is to pour magical liquid on it.
Have we tried just touching it?
Punching a bush? I don't no. Who wants to punch a soggy bush?
Touch it, not punch it. Touch it.
Oh,
I'm kind of stressed that you're all so close to them.
I'll just touch it. I'll touch the one Mime's not pouring the liquid on.
Oh, okay.
I'm up in the crow's nest watching this.
Those are totally sea urchins.
Actually, no, I'll go over. I'm gonna touch the one Mime's pouring stuff on. I feel like.
Wait, we can't do multiple things. That's not how the science. Like, we needed a hypothesis. We need methods. We need to one at a time.
Good with the tree, remember? Like, you poured the stuff onto the tree, and then I touched the tree, and then I got high.
Wait, when did that happen? I remember a crystal apple. I don't remember you getting high.
What did I
I
miss?
didn't get high. I got like a floaty feeling.
Where's that tree?
Back with
Yeah, it's back in the tower.
back at the murder hotel.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Murder hotel.
Yeah, where Gunther's corpses.
Great. I was trying to find something here. I'm just gonna click on this. So as soon as you'd started pouring liquid on it, presumably just before and or just as Zeph is touching it, I'm guessing what it sounds like, what I've interpreted from this, and it just immediately kind of
Oh
whoa,
god!
that is fucking huge. I was trying to find the right one. I gotta make it a little bit smaller.
Wait,
It
is
just-
this a person now? What the fuck is this?
Why
It's
do we
not-
touch magic things?
Some ugly bitch! I'm gonna
Yeah,
jump
let's
back
look
and be like, holy fuck, you're ugly.
She's
and,
got horns.
That's not supposed to be. She doesn't have horns. I said I was still.
What?
Yeah, she
Is
doesn't
that a
have horns.
headdress? And skulls for a necklace?
No, she doesn't have that either.
Let's have Josh
Is this supposed to
describe.
be like a minion?
And
of
3
Halloween?
tits? Are those 3 tits?
I
Dude!
look like it.
Oh,
That
please
is
run
so
away.
fun.
Hilarious. I
No.
kind of want to keep the token now. It's
It's
not
not
at
blue.
all how I intended them to look. I was looking for the other one. But
I was
I
about
respect that her name is just Soggy Bush.
Of course it's a lady.
I think I
those,
bet it's in here.
those like tree nymph people things that jumped out at us when we were in Babylon.
The nymphs, I think.
No, the dryads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dryads. That's what they're called.
I don't know. Are there dryads of like the ocean?
Yeah, I think there are. Well, I think so. Thea doesn't know.
Or would
They're-
they be like how Ike just said, like, or would they be like nymphs, like sea nymphs?
I don't know where I'm in here. So what you can actually see, I don't know why I'm not finding the right one here too, is this is the best representation I found of it. She's not wearing anything or doesn't have the horns like that, but she is disgusting looking. She just kind of comes out of this bush, and it seems to be the thing that she's wearing actually. So it's just covering her completely. Her little head and her little arms are sticking out to either side. She's probably about 4 feet tall, and she goes, "Whoa, what did you just pour on me?" And she just, and kind of does that, and then, "Oh, that feels really good. Thank you for that." And she looks a little bit more youthful, actually. And then this one over here
Sounds better.
does
Still
something.
walking beef jerky.
With 3 tits and a soggy bush?
Now she's immune to the void sickness, so good for her.
We should start charging people for doing that.
Mime's just pouring liquid on everyone.
Yeah, you should really be like capitalizing. Oh my god, that one's even bigger. What the hell?
I didn't pour liquid on that one.
Well,
This one, upon hearing her sister, is what you assume because she says, "Sister, what is it?" Comes flipping out of her bush too. Also, perceivably as such, on a very ragged-looking state and just covered in this soggy kind of seaweed-esque bush
Yum.
that is their clothing. And the one that you had poured the liquid on, Mime, says, "Oh, don't worry, they seem to have healed some ailments I've had. But don't worry, our contract is yet not fulfilled, and we must fulfill it. So,
Contract.
I hear tales you are the Rum Rollers."
Idril's just like, contract? What contract? With who?
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
He's
And
just like shouting from like the upper deck.
And the same one that was talking goes on to say, "Well, it is fitting that you would say such a thing there, Idril, because I think the bounty is upon your head from the shoal, which are the squid who inhabit the sea and are quite prevalent in their
Where's
Hierarchy
Evander?
and
Where's
God
structure.
damn
Evander
it,
so
not
I
the
can
octopus
blame
who call
him for
themselves
it?
squid. Squid that call themselves octopus. Is it still like light where you are, Josh? What the fuck?
I got a lot of windows.
Yeah, no, I'm looking out at mine. It does not look like yours.
Sunset. I'm on top of a hill. I'm just
Oh,
getting that
fair. Okay.
sunset.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say mine looks a little more like yours, Liv.
Yeah, it's like dark as fuck here, and Josh saw was like full daylight.
Yeah.
Must be nice. Okay, anyway. Fucking octopi, squid that call themselves octopi. They're gonna
Yep.
attack again. I want more
Well,
calamari. What's up?
I'm gonna be like, it was not me who killed them. It was Evander. He has
Yep,
been taken-
Evander.
He has
that
been taken
bastard.
by pirates.
roll,
Because
roll
he
the
did
deception.
kill. He did kill them. He did
I
kill
know.
them.
I know.
It was
but you-
not me. False information.
Deception.
I was
Fake
under the
news.
Performance? Performance?
for
Or deception?
It would be Idril who's trying to tell her
Oh,
that.
this is not.
Yeah,
gonna
and
go
I'm backing
well.
her up.
I
you
mean,
you can assist. Yeah, if you want to roll a
Okay,
Performance
cool.
or deception? Which one?
If you're trying, depends upon what you're doing. You want to describe what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm backing her up. I'm saying, you know,
Oh,
know,
okay.
that-
So then it would just be a
Yeah,
deception.
advantage. It'd be
Yeah.
yeah,
advantage
that
deception.
bastard.
So I got a 14.
Fuck.
So
Sorry, I didn't
she
help very
doesn't-
much.
She doesn't seem to quite buy it. She goes, you know, they did mention an Evander too, but he seemed to have been backing you up. And they'd said you had drawn first blood. And it comes from the account of the killed
False.
themselves.
False. They drew first blood. They destroyed our property and refused to leave.
Ah, I see where the confusion is. They don't believe in property unless you are of the royal line. Well, you know, that's not going to be an easy thing to get off your head, and 1,000 gold pieces isn't cheap bounty.
1,000 gold pieces.
Please, just for standing my ground.
How about we make it 10?
10,000.
No,
How about
10
one
pieces.
giant gold piece?
And
Yeah, what happened to our giant gold?
And the other one, the other soggy bush says, "Oh, you got a giant gold piece, you say? We'll take one of those off your hand and call it even for this bout. We might, they'll be back because the bounty might get higher.
Then why would we pay you?
You're not paying us squat until we kill you.
Oh, ho, ho.
And it's
Oh,
is it the
bitch.
king of the squid shoal that are that's issuing this bounty?
It is indeed.
What is the name of this squid king?
Goes by many names. But he prefers the Almighty."
What proof? What
Fuck this
proof
guy.
does he? What
I feel
Where
like
did
he
he
requests
reside?
tentacle face. I really feel like it's tentacle, like noodle face.
What proof does he request of the bounty being fulfilled?
Your heads, of course.
Hmm.
Does he
I mean,
even
not
know what we
getting
look
those.
like?
Just
I mean,
my
I could get
head
you some
or
fish.
everyone's
You can have some
head?
fish heads.
How
It would-
many heads is he asking for?
It'd be 1,000 for everyone's head here, but we can get higher reward, or we can get minimal rewards for individuals. So if we were to only kill one of you, if you're willing to sacrifice one of your heads, she kind of chuckles.
Wait, what are the descriptors? What descriptors are you going off of? What were you told to look for?
Yeah, how do you know it's us?
Yeah. How do you know we're not being
This is an
framed?
admirable question for the ones who don't know of the shoal, it seems.
No one got away from us.
The shoal are interesting creatures. Once they are killed, they are reborn in their own shoal. And in killing them, they come back with a mighty hunger for your blood.
Is there a way
I'm hungry.
to? Do we know if there's a way to like kill them forever?
It is not something that we know of. And both sisters kind of look at each other. Even in our magics, we have not found it.
If we kill you, will you die forever?
The one that's in
Intimidation.
front of you, the one that's in front of you, Squall, turns slowly around and goes, "You can try."
Interesting. Okay.
Sounds like a challenge.
I'm just gonna go challenge accepted and ready my quarterstaff. Like, just stand at the ready.
All right. I would say everybody roll initiative at this point.
We're doing it.
Fuck them up.
Let's go. I leveled up. I got some really fucking cool shit. And I rolled a 6, of course.
Wait. Did Adüné provide us nourishment or sustenance?
You have not talked to Adüné yet, but you could ask for
I
something.
put it in the chat at 7:22 p.m.
My bad. I didn't.
Saw it. I saw it.
My head didn't swivel that direction at that time.
Fair. But I did ask Adüné for sustenance.
I hear you. So when you did that, Adüné had responded in your head, "What would you like, dearie?"
Something tasty.
And she goes, "Coming right up." And as just as Zeph and Squall were having a
Spat.
measuring, yeah, I was gonna say measuring of dicks
Lovers
over there.
quarrel.
The deck opens up in front of you, just
Holy fuck.
and out on a another set of planks is pushed up from a darkness below that you can't see into a platter of pancakes, and it lays it on the deck next to you, and it closes back up.
Yum.
Adüné, you're my best friend. I'm never gonna leave you. Oh my god, pancakes. Okay, so whoever wanted pancakes got pancakes, but I just want to make sure everybody got sustenance.
Oh, I think you're asking if anybody then.
Yeah, did anybody else want pancakes?
I'll take
Yeah,
pancakes.
I'll have pancakes.
Yeah, okay. Pancakes were distributed.
Well, you
I
didn't
made
have
pancakes
time
this morning.
You didn't have time to distribute them. You got to ask about it at least, but you're holding on to them as shit's about to hit the fan here.
Can you
So
just
Oh,
throw
you're
one
gonna have
off
to
the
start
frisbee?
frisbeeing them across the.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have
One
to start
action per
frisbeeing them to
pancake.
everyone.
I just picture, like, me and Squall, like, shit-talking this, like, sea witch. Like, you wanna fucking go? We'll fucking serve your head on a platter, bitch. And then there's just me, May, like, who wants pancakes?
May is a good captain. She's making sure everyone has a full belly before going into battle.
Pancakes on
important.
the side of Soggy Bush.
I will not give up my ship.
So I see. Okay, I got Heron, Zeph, Thea, Vigil. I'm just making sure I got everybody. Wait, that didn't work out? I think I got the same ones as last time. For some reason here. Wait, maybe not. Nope. It was just Thea's left as a 5. Mime 15. Yep.
I got 22.
Yep, I see that. I think it was just
Jesus.
I like to make sure
It's a
because
big
on
one.
yours specifically because I know yours doesn't come through as like an initiative. How the
Because
other
I'm
one does.
difficult.
I know it's no worries. I just have to make sure is all. And Ike, you got a 15. That was the other one I know. Squall. Okay, yeah, because you're still left as a 19 here. There we go.
Did you guys know there's dice coming out that have LED lights in them?
I
Yep.
saw an advertisement for dice the other day that have miniature rubber ducks in them.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Josh,
Rubber ducks.
didn't you send this link to the light up dice in the chat?
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
Actually, I wrote them too, and I was like, because what they have right now is that you can roll it and it puts a digital. It has an app that's associated with the LED dice,
Mhm.
and then it shows up on your phone what the roll was each time. And I was like, oh, now you just need to find a way to link that with like Astral, right?
Mhm.
I wrote them and I was like, virtual tabletops are kind of the thing now. You need to come up with a way to make that roll go there.
Yeah, or like have it go through D&D Beyond or something.
Some
Mhm.
way to
Yeah.
get to it eventually, you know. That would probably be their best bet though, because most people are probably using D&D Beyond. But pretty sweet stuff. So it looks like Idril, you do get to go first though.
Oh dear.
And I would show you the initiative rolls here, but I can kind of go through it. It's Idril, Thea, Mime, Squall, Soggy Bush, Heron, and Zeph.
Okay, after the bushes, I get to go.
Okay. And Zeph was the one who basically initiated combat, right?
Yep, and I'm last.
Karma, just like Monopoly last night.
Idril's just gonna like spin the wheel hard to the left and see
Oh, so
if
you're gonna
anyone.
move back. You're gonna move back here because that's just a pile of wood there.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought that was the wheel. This is the
Of
wheel.
course.
Okay. So I would have been there, but yeah, I would have just spun it super hard and see if I can like give anyone sea legs and fall over.
Everybody roll a dexterity saving throw, including yourself. I mean, you get an advantage because you knew it was coming, Idril, and you're holding on to that. But
Yes.
everybody else, you?
You said dex saving?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Dexterous as fuck.
Me too, but every dexterity roll bad.
There it is. Soggy Bush.
21. Oh,
Congrats, you only got me.
Nope, no, it's not just you, Thea.
Soggy Bush, number 1. Okay, good.
I seen Heron get a 5 there too. I don't see, where was, oh, you've got a 6. Yeah, that's definitely going to hit you. So everybody else, you kind of didn't know Idril was going to do it, but you were able to brace yourself as the ship moved and kind of just spread your legs real far and except for Thea and Heron, you're both thrown hard to the left. So like
And
over
Soggy Bush number 1.
at 10.
oh, so that's an
Oh.
opening right there to her left. The Soggy Bush get overboard.
Wouldn't you fling to the right if I'm turning to the left?
Oh, you said to the left? Sorry, I thought you were turning to the. So wait, you're turning the wheel to the right?
I'm turning the wheel so that the ship goes west.
Because wherever
We
you
doing the
turn the
Time Lord?
wheel, it's the opposite. And then you guys would follow the opposite of that because of
Okay, well, I turned the wheel so that the ship goes to the left.
to the left. Yeah, like you were the direction you wanted to go. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So everybody would fall to the left because the boat would actually turn like this with the ass end coming out like this because you got a rudder on it. And
Well, I'm
you would.
saying I would know that, and I would, however.
She's
I don't
turning the
know.
wheel so the
He's
ship
turning to
turns
the left.
left.
I'm
Yes.
turning the wheel so that the ship goes to the left.
To the yes, correct. So you're turning the wheel to the right so that you create drag to cause the ship to go to the left, and everybody
Yes.
is flung to the left because that's where they were, and the ass end of the ship is going right, so that you can make the turn to the left. Does that all make sense to you?
I think you would still fall to the right.
No, it's like when you turn a car. If you make a right turn, everybody's gonna fall to the left.
What is that called? In
Oh,
It's centripetal force.
Is it the
if the ship is
Oh, is it
going
the-
to the left, then people should be falling to the right instead of
Yeah, exactly. So people are
Yeah.
gonna go in the direction opposite of what you're
Yeah, that's
turning.
what I'm saying. Josh is saying that they fall to the left, even though we're turning left.
Yeah, if you take a hard right, things will go left in a car. 'Cause
Yeah.
of gravity.
Right.
So,
Not forever, like at the first, however, like
yeah.
because you're turning hard, it's all gonna go the opposite
Yeah.
direction of wherever you're turning.
But I think what Josh is saying is because it's a ship, it's reverse of a car. So when you
Yeah.
turn a car, the front of the car moves, whereas with a ship, it's the back of the ship that moves.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to think of it
The
in
momentum still be
reverse.
the same.
I side with whatever Josh it says because he's the DM.
Yeah, in the end, whatever
So then
Josh
we can
wants.
get on
Okay,
with
yeah, well, whatever,
combat.
whatever Josh wants.
Just make sure the ship goes left. I think that's the only important part here.
Yes, the ship goes
Yeah.
left. You decide which way people fall.
That works. Because my logic is too that it like I was saying a little bit, the ship is turning not completely on its axis either, and like Gab is saying, it's not on the front that you're like grabbing and pulling on. You're pulling on the back and causing the ship to go to the ass end of it to go to the right, so you can go to the front of it can go point to the left. So you're like,
I know what you're saying.
yeah. So that like if you look when I just reload the map now, it'll
Yes.
kind of make sense because I like shifted the boat in the direction that you need to be going now. You start turning in this direction. And so everybody gets shifted to the left when the boat shifts like that. But you're able to hold on to your
Soggy
position.
Bush didn't get shifted. She's still on the boat.
She's still on the boat, but the boat shifted. And she's going to roll another dexterity saving throw before she falls off of the boat.
If Zeph wasn't in the way, I would totally want to just shoot that bitch with an Eldritch Blast as she falls off the boat.
As she gets to the edge of the boat, she kind of expertly gets on her tiptoes and kind of just shifts her weight back onto the boat as it settles into this new course, in this new direction, so to say. So she's like right on the edge, but there's the initiative. And it would be Thea's turn if you were done with yours, Idril, because that was your movement and your action.
Yep.
I don't know if you have a bonus action that you wanted to try.
I guess it wouldn't hurt. Let me check my spells. So I know I have a few. Guess I could prepare. I will cast Hail of Thorns as my bonus action.
Okay. Then it would be Thea's turn, who just rolled over and ran into the railing on the edge of the deck there.
Oh yeah. What are the effects of that?
So you're going to 1 second.
At least there's a railing.
Yeah. You're going to roll an acrobatics to see if you're knocked off your feet, basically. When you got shifted over that direction. That's what you're gonna want to do to see if because you get a knockdown. You know what I mean?
Natural 20.
Oh, I couldn't see it. I was looking at it. So
Plus
you
3.
damn, so you got a 23. All right. So you when the boat shifted, you lost your footing, but you kind of just tucked and back rolled up against the railing with your feet and pushed yourself back up onto your feet.
And it looks really cool, everyone, but no one's probably looking. And I'm really excited because I have an area of effect spell that Zeph isn't in right now. So, woo! Okay. I'm gonna cast Tidal Wave, which I'm really excited about. And I want to cast a 5-foot by 25-foot wave from the east side of the ship to the west side of the ship, basically everywhere I'm pointing right here, the 5 squares that Soggy Bushes are in, that just comes up and pummels Soggy Bushes 1 and 2.
I got you.
So all it requires is a drop of water, and it's verbal and semantic. So I'm just gonna go get Soggy and just like crash this wave over the bushes.
Okay, so they both have to roll dexterity again.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I got it now. I see it. 1 and a 2.
15 is the save. So what
Sorry.
does this mean?
Ooh, that's a good number.
Sorry, bud.
So they both save.
The first one I was worried about because actually I think the first one because would have disadvantage because she was just
Yeah.
getting her footing back. So she gets the 12, whereas the first one was still fine. And the wave is just I'm gonna say the wave is just cresting the top of the ship basically and kind of just soaks her waist. So she's kind of like, "You've made my soggy bush more soggy! What the hell?" And
She also takes half
Soaking
damage.
now.
okay.
So like a success takes half and a fail takes full damage, I think.
And so I didn't see that in there. So I would say that beyond doing that, then it would still buffet her hard, and she was stout enough to withstand it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But she does look even more in disarray and much soggier than before. So
It's 4d8, and I'm excited about that.
Ooh, that's good.
and the second one with the fail, I would say, is getting pushed off this fucking boat. So let's see what that damage is.
19 is the total. So,
Okay, so
19 and half of 19.
8.
yeah. That's what it did to the first one. Oops, it's still loading. Go. Oh, and I gotta turn these back on too, the health bars. Health bars! Oh, I don't need that. Okay. And
So
This-
the one that failed is knocked
Take 19.
prone.
yeah, and she's off the ship currently.
Oh, well, that's even better. Okay, cool.
So I was going to add another D8 if you want to roll it to it too from falling off the ship.
Yeah. 3.
Okay. 3 plus 19, we're at 22.
They should put their health bars up.
They should be up now.
The enemies? I
Yeah.
see ours. I don't see.
You should see green bar. Oh, crap. I forgot they added another setting. Just give me a second here. 22, right? I said so. 30, 20. Yeah, the second one you're wrecked pretty hard. She falls off the side of the boat, falls down into here, and you
Get
just
wrecked.
hear a belly flop of as she hits
Ooh.
hits the water.
How soggy are you?
Settings here. Show health bars.
And I'm in pretty good position, so I'm gonna not move.
There we go.
So I'm done.
Okay. So now you should be able to see it. I just turned the NP. They added another setting beyond seeing
Yeah.
health bars. They added a setting for seeing NPCs' health bars,
Well,
which
thank you.
I can see the advantage for some DMs, but I like to play this. So then it would be bringing up my initiative tracker. I need to open this in another menu too, or another window here.
Heron, you need to eat.
Everybody needs
Right.
to eat.
Yeah, I need to eat too.
got
Mime slings
pancakes.
pancakes into everyone's mouth.
You may. Did you hear me?
Nope.
It was your turn. It is.
Ah.
I was talking over
Okay.
you, sorry.
No worries.
So the soggy bush that's overboard, do we have to worry about that soggy bush anymore?
Guess we'll find
So-
out if she can climb back up the ship or not.
So
Okay.
you're from your perspective too, just to add in some idea anyways, the ship is sitting a good probably 5-10 no, that's too much distance. About 10 feet above the water, the top deck anyway, ways where you guys are at. And then, where everybody else is at, it's another 20 feet. So another 10 feet, like up the stairs there.
So I guess I'm gonna use spiritual weapon on Soggy Bush 2 that's right in front of me.
It should not hit. I'm just bringing it up to double check because I see a 6.
Yeah, those rolls were terrible.
You got a 2 when you out of it. But with your bonuses, it brought it up to the 6, so that's good. But it did not hit.
Could I offer you a pancake, Miss Soggy Bush 2?
Are you actually trying to convince her to stop combat with it and take your pancake?
Yeah, right. So I wanted to use this weapon and it poo-pooed. So I'm gonna try another tactic.
You want to describe the poo before we describe the pancake? Oh, me
So
too.
so I'm holding pancakes, right? So I can't really do much. But so I'm like, oh, I'll just use my spiritual weapon. Although I didn't really say anything, right? It's just me in my head. I'll use my spiritual weapon. And I do this, and then it just nothing happens. It just fizzles. So then I'm just holding this platter of pancakes. So I look at, I hold them up and say, I hold them up and look at Soggy Bush and point at them. Like,
This
do
would
you
be
want-
performance. 19.
Jesus Christ, of course.
So you're propping the pancakes, and the Soggy Bush lady goes with her eyebrows like very cautiously leans over and ooh, and kind of is intrigued by your pancakes and slightly distracted, so we'll take a disadvantage on her next attack.
Okay. I
Or
say, I
just-
pull them close and say, only if you're nice.
So
Adüné is a master pancake griddler.
then it would be Squall's turn
Alrighty.
That's
if you weren't doing anything
appropriate.
else besides that, Mime.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna 5, 10, 15. Yeah. I'm gonna fly over here behind Soggy Bush 1, and I'm going to attempt to hit her with an Eldritch Blast.
So she's right now too, for all you can tell, after slapping into the water, just flailing around in it like, oh crap, just trying to get back. That hits.
Alrighty. $14 damage.
Oh yours. So can't keep clicking on this other thing. Move out of my way. There we go.
Ooh, bitch.
Get out
Get
the
out the
way.
way.
Get out the way.
All right, so that's how much you did. Do you want to describe it, or do you want me to?
You go for it.
All right. So, in typical fashion, you open you flap over and you open your beak with your squall, and as soon as it breaks loose from your beak and slams into the water, it kind of blows a portion of the water away and hits her in the right shoulder, and her arm goes limp and on her right shoulder, and she's sitting in the water, kind of still trying to stay afloat, basically.
We're wrecking Soggy Bush 1.
Yes.
And doing so, you just hear a squall from a rocky, gravelly voice from the clouds,
Jesus. From the
And-
clouds.
and come bursting down from the clouds.
Oh,
2
no.
gargoyles land on the front of the boat.
Oh, no.
Squall,
No.
get it together.
These bastards.
and they're gonna roll initiative to see where they end up in the initiative tracker. But if you weren't doing anything else, I believe it is the Soggy Bush number 2. And I'll roll these initiatives first.
Oh, it's gonna be so much harder to try to fling those gargoyles off the boat.
They can fly.
That too.
6. Wow. Okay.
And they're stone. Ugh.
And a 2. Oh my gosh. Well, that's fitting. They're at the end of the row, after everybody else is gone. Anywho, so this one here in front of you, Mime, taking the slightly distracted by the pancakes, but seems to refocus and is like, I have to see what this does for myself first. Okay. So it starts its turn within 30 feet of its true form. Oh, I forgot this part of the particular creatures. That's fine. Okay. She kind of looks at you. I'm gonna roll it in this way because looks at you intently, Mime, after the invitation to pancakes, and she kind of lets what you can tell like an image, what you thought was disgusting looking before, fade from her face, and it just becomes horrific. Her eyeballs hanging out. There's fangs that are sharp, and
I offered you my pancakes, woman.
and
Jesus.
half of her face is missing under the eyeball. Roll
guess-
a wisdom saving throw. Sorry, that's what it is.
Haha, little do
I
you
feel
know.
like that's what Bilbo Baggins looks like when he sees the ring again. He's just like,
Okay, so you
Horrific appearance.
so you see it and you're kind of like, ew, but otherwise are unaffected by it, and
I'm immune to the hag's horrific appearance.
but the image doesn't fade from for 24
"No."
hours you're immune to it because the image doesn't fade though from her face, because as to what you can tell, the one that you've seen before was just her fake image, and it was prettier before, even though
Does
it was
that
all.
mean everyone has to do a wisdom saving throw?
I was
'Cause
gonna roll that into it just because I forgot, and that was bad on me.
Oh, okay.
Any humanoid that starts its turn within 30 feet of the hag.
Yeah, I know.
Which is
That was
kind of the whole boat.
So me and Zeph. And that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, it would be technically you guys if you were if I was playing it the way it should have been played, but I forgot. So
I guess technically hair on, but whatever.
I was just gonna do it like that. And
I think I'm in there too, right?
I thought everyone was.
3 feet?
30 feet, yeah.
Wait,
'Cause I'm-
gargoyles! Where the fuck did these gargoyles come from?
So I'm like 25
Did you
feet
miss that?
away.
That's kind of my fault. I'm sorry.
Are you
We're
really
getting-
though?
We're getting double teamed.
Yeah, because gargoyles are annoying and they're assholes.
Yeah, you brought the gargoyles, and apparently Evander and I brought the soggy bushes.
Yeah, so I mean, this is all just kind of an all-around
Everyone just
Team.
fucked up a little bit.
team fuck up. That's all.
We're gonna
So-
throw both of you off the ship after this encounter's over.
That's fine. I can fly.
I second that motion.
Looks like even Idra would be in part of it if we're being completely.
Well,
if you
that's
guys,
why I asked.
Yeah, my
'Cause
bad.
I think
If we wanted to play it like that, I mean, I forgot as well.
then even the gargoyles would have to save too,
Yep.
I'm wise
which
as
could be a
fuck,
benefit.
but I still only got a 10. I got +7 to my wisdom.
Oh my
Seriously?
god.
Yes.
Holy crap! I think I have -1. So it's not good for me if we're playing
I
it
got a
that way.
4.
Oh no, that's my charisma.
Oh, you can also repeat the action at the end of each of your turns. So
Oh, wait, actually,
repeat the wisdom saving throw. What's that, Zeph?
speaking of wisdom saving throws.
I see a 4 down.
Damn it, it's just charisma. Never mind.
Yep, if you guys need any advice, pretty wise for my age.
So it looks like
I don't think the Gargoyle, Seth, or Squall would have to roll, because it says can see the hag's true form. If the hag's
Yeah.
facing Mime, they would be behind the hag.
that's what I'm guessing too.
Oh. Good point.
So it'd just be the bottom half of the ship.
Yeah. And
Great success.
Zeph as
Very
the hag
nice.
would have been turned towards her before the pancake offering, I'm guessing. But the Soggy Bush.
You went with Soggy Bush instead of like Moist Hedge. Because that just would have been way worse.
I liked Soggy Bush because it was just the appropriate amount of suggestive, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's suggestive, all right.
Yeah.
What's the inappropriate amount then?
Moist Bush.
Moist bush.
Yeah.
That's just a little too far, you know?
Dripping clam. There you
That-
go.
There's no bushes involved with clams, but
There would be
And-
no reason for them to be called that, but that's okay.
Hey,
the other thing that this one does then is after seeing your unaffected thing, turns to Zeph and seeing that you've kind of after seeing her true form, Zeph, you're not scared with that. I think I'm rolling down here with the 4. Oh no, you're terrified. Fuck. So you look she turned around after the pancakes because you were the one to have challenged her in the first place, obviously. And you see this grotesque face staring back at you that's half decayed and half just like there's a centipede that crawls out of her ear and comes down and into her nose and back out of her nose and comes back into the other.
Gross.
And so you're just like just terrified.
Holy fuck, you really are ugly.
Wait, I think I failed too.
You did, but it doesn't do anything other than make you afraid.
Okay.
But she targets you, Zeph, with this terrible glare in her eyes of just, you wanna fuck with me? And
oh,
you
fuck.
roll another wisdom saving throw.
Oh god.
Very good.
Mhm.
So-
Yeah, I do wanna fuck with you
Exactly.
from
That's
a distance, because you're ugly.
And she kind of goes, all right then. And she just turns and jumps off the ship and the water starts boiling all around
Oh, fuck. Now they're both in the water.
Boiling. Oh, fuck, dude. That's not
Bad
cool.
juju.
It's
And then it would be Heron's turn.
So I'm gonna stand up since I was knocked
Wait.
prone from my ally.
Yeah, I forgot about the other Soggy Bush, though she is technically knocked prone too currently, so it is your turn. I forgot about that. And you're not knocked prone, from what I understood. And if you got to roll for that, that's right.
I'm just gonna say I was knocked prone. Save the roll. I'll stand up, so that's half my movement to stand up, and then From here, I can see there's gargoyles.
Yeah, you heard the
Yeah, I was
bellow
there was
too.
like
There was a roar from
there's like a
above.
roar from the heavens.
Yeah, above the cloud coverage, which is a little bit low this day, and they burst through the clouds, just with the roar of squall.
Okay, so they're not actually on the ship; they're in the
They're on
air.
the ship. They burst through the clouds and landed directly on the deck when right as Squall attacked. Basically,
Okay.
is what it seemed like.
And I can see them.
Yeah, you definitely noticed them land on the ship, but you can't. You don't have full sight of them through the mast that you're standing behind right now. If that's what you're asking, because you're standing behind the. So you walk down the stairs to do that.
Yeah,
And
I'll use my last 15 feet of movement to stand beside the mass.
and then you can see kind of like their waist down because they're at like a mid-level where they're at. Actually, it actually walks up to that mid-level where they're at in the front.
Okay.
Josh,
And
sorry. I just realized, because I am frightened, I should have had disadvantage on that wisdom saving throw.
Okay, you can roll again. And what you were gonna say, Heron?
am I able to see
Appreciate
what
your
I
honesty.
can?
You're gonna say? I interrupted you again. I'm sorry.
From what I can see of the gargoyles, can I tell what they're made out of?
They are rock and stone, and when they landed on the ship, it sounded like boulders hit the front of the ship, basically.
Okay. I will cast Shatter. Oh, that didn't. Why did that not pull up?
I see thunder damage on our
Yeah,
end.
it didn't pull up the whole. I didn't mean to click cast again. I'm trying to see. What if I click it like this? No? Okay, cool. Don't worry about the 214. So Shatter is a sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of my choice within range, which is 60 feet. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw. A failed creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Creatures made of inorganic materials such as stone, metal, or crystal have disadvantage on their save.
Nice.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So
They're on
that sphere would be right in the middle of those 4 squares, the 2 that the gargoyles are in, and then the 2 behind them.
So there are only 2 gargoyles on the ship. The one that's actually back here, that looks like he's kind of like floating off. I forgot to move him too. He's actually a corpse from a previous session that somebody put on the front of the ship.
Oh no, that's fine. I was just letting you know where the sphere was. It would be those 4. The center of it would be right there,
Okay.
where those 4 meet.
And it looks like that, luckily, because I was reading the rest of that spell, I was just kind of redoing it myself here a little bit. Because it looks like any non-magical objects that aren't being worn or carried would also take damage.
Yes.
If in that area. So, two, when you heard, just as another insight on top of everything, I just thought when you heard the gargoyles land in everybody's head, you kind of heard like a "oh" from Adüné when they landed on her deck, and
Poor Adüné.
there is a Constitution. Okay, go on to it, Nario. 13. What does it have to make?
15.
Okay.
Fail. Fail.
Both of them fail, yeah. So
So
they
they-
both.
Take 11 points of thunder damage.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Do you want to describe that? You can see on the first one it should have updated now while I updated on the other one.
I'll let you do it.
All right. So I'm just reading it again here to see how you cast it. It's instantaneous. So you seeing the gargoyles and you're like, now is my time, and you kind of run down to the end of the stairs and kind of glance over and look at their right where you can see them just barely, stick your hands out, and the sound is amplified and projected right in the middle of both of them, and it's just of a sound ball basically snaps in the center of them. It breaks the sound barrier, is what it sounds like, just for our understanding. And both of the gargoyles go. And then it would be Zeph's turn.
Okay,
Did you re-roll that? I see the 13 there. You're still
Yeah.
good.
Well,
You're still you're frightened, but you didn't.
right.
Yeah, you didn't take that death glare to the face.
I'm going to. I don't really know because they're both off of the ship. I don't know magic, guys. I don't know how I can help. I'm gonna move over to here and then I guess just end my turn because I don't have any magic and I don't think. I mean, I guess I could try and punch some gargoyles, but I don't know how effective punching against stone would be. So I'll just kind of move over and then just kind of wait and see what everybody else does and see what these enemies do.
Okay, so you kind of walk over to there. Are you like looking over the side at that soggy bush woman that's flailing
Yeah, I'm
around?
just trying to kind of like keep an eye on her and see. I can't move towards the other side because I'm frightened. And when you're frightened, you cannot move towards your target. Like,
the
yeah.
person who's frightened.
I can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. My fear.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know what else I can do because I have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. So.
Well, I do know too that you also have a breath weapon.
I have to make I have to make an attack with my quarterstaff to be able to use the breath weapon.
Oh, okay.
Because if I take the attack action, I replace one of my attacks with it. So.
And no one's saying you can't jump off the side of the ship is the other thing I was going to say.
Yeah. I'm saying I can't jump off the side of the ship.
It's only 10 feet. You can make it.
Yeah.
I don't like that idea.
I'm an air ganassi, not a water ganassi, so I'm gonna stay on the solid ground.
Fair. All right, so are you going to do anything else then?
Nope.
All right. So it's the two gargoyles' turns. They're going to take their turn pretty much at the same time. They're going to, after having landed on the ship, they kind of almost robotically just with their heads and lock on to Squall basically and spring up into the air and fly over to him to start hurrying him.
Or what?
Hurraying. It means like it's a
Morale?
battle term. It's a battle term. It means like when you're like annoying the crap out of other people's forces, hurraying somebody's force.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Stupid words that get stuck in my vocabulary because I've read them too many
It
times.
just sounded like so you're like
Hooray!
yeah, like, the verb of hooray. Like what's happening?
It's spelled like harrying,
Okay.
but it sounds kind of stupid when I say harrying too. So
Yeah.
harrying, they're harrying Squall, making him hairier. Gargoyles make 2 attacks. Okay. I'm just gonna send that just so you know I'm not like pulling that out of my butt. One was with the bite and one was the claw. So the first one comes towards you from the front almost, or rather to your back, and flies at you with its claws, and it's out like it's gonna hug you and tries to bite you at the same time. And the second one kind of comes off to the left, just with a slash towards your
Alright.
front.
Let's see here. Armor class is 14.
So the first guy, his bite misses, but his claws do not. And the second guy, his claws miss, and his bite also misses. So, sounds like the first one kind of comes across and just sinks his talons deep into your back area for a 7 slashing.
Oh, son of a crap. Seven damage. That brings me down to 24.
Okay.
All right.
And then it would be Idril's turn again.
So Soggy Bush 2 is making the water boil right now, right?
It started to boil when she jumped in.
Oh, but okay, she's in the water.
Mhm.
And other Soggy Bush is also in the water.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go over to the edge, kind of like I'll go down the steps here. And I'm gonna use my longbow to try to shoot Soggy Bush 1.
Okay.
So does that hit 15?
15. Pulling her up again.
Didn't you Hail of Thorns someone? I don't know what that does,
so
but
doesn't
that
work
will
Yeah.
that will if it hits, then thorns will rain down on her.
So it hits.
Okay, so she gets 5 piercing, and then thorns rain down on top of her. And she takes 7 piercing unless she can make a dex save.
Okay, and it looks like that dex save needs to be up.
And would it be a disadvantage because she's in the water?
Yeah, I don't need to roll it twice. Sorry, ignore that second one. The first one already has it wrapped into there, so she does get it.
Well, I was saying, would it be a disadvantage because she's in
Yes.
the water?
Yes, that's what I was agreeing, and then I was noticing I re-rolled it because I was like, yes, I
Oh,
just took it
okay,
twice.
yeah. So she'll take 7 and 5 piercing total.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
taking
12.
Just
Fuck.
barely killing.
So fucking close.
Yeah. So do you want to describe what you do?
So I
Or-
like run over to the stairs and pull out my bow and arrow and just lean over the edge and loose it. And as it hits, a hail of thorns just rains down on top of her. It's like pew 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 pew.
So like tiny little thorns?
No, they're not tiny. I mean, they're decently. They're like medium. It's not pretty large.
Like
Like that big,
okay.
like an inch.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know, they're dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, they did 7 damage, so that's
Yeah.
something at least. And where does your arrow hit? What were you aiming for?
Well, I guess I would her head because that's probably all I could see in the water.
It would. I would say that you like when the arrow hit too. Then on the side of her, it hit the side of her head and just kind of like bounced off of her skull, pushing her head to the side,
All right.
drawing blood. Almost a blackish ichor starts to fill the water, and that boiling starts to get even more so closer to her, and seems to be like it's an agitated amount of water. And you see little fish actually that had been roiling under the water that come up near her and start to seem to nip at her.
Interesting. And then he'll just like take a step back and be done.
Okay. Then it's Thea's turn again.
So am I frightened of Soggy Bush too?
Yes.
Because it's gross.
Yes. Yeah, and you seen it just as they were like as she was like bending over to Mime and exposing it through just past the mask, what like a little impression of it. So yeah, you would have been taking that, and I seen you had gotten frightened from it.
So I can't move towards that creature.
Correct.
Okay. Other question. This ship cannon ballista thing.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Yeah, is it loaded? Or do I have to do all of that?
It's loaded, and Adüné's there, but you guys have not talked to her all day. She just took some
We've been-
damage from.
We're ignoring her.
Yep.
Just
And I mean,
because
when the-
I forget. If
And
I
when-
were to speak to her, does she roll her own initiative or do I use an action to like help her out?
In this particular case, now before she couldn't she could like move the ballistas and she could load like fire it, but she couldn't. No, she couldn't fire it. That's what it was. She couldn't load it or she couldn't fire it, but she could. There was something, but I knew she couldn't do it all herself.
I thought she could fire and aim them, but couldn't load them.
That's what it was. Thank you.
So it's an action to load them.
Yes, exactly. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But now if you after the gargoyles had landed on deck that first time too, and she gone oof. At this point too, you having invoked her own name in your head, presumably, says, "What is going on?" Talking specifically to you, Thea.
We're under attack. There was some suspicious bushes, and now the gargoyles are back. Are you able to man the ballista?
I can certainly do so. Just tell me a direction to aim. I can't see anything, or point at least your face towards what I can see so I can look through your eyes.
I was gonna break out the ship vocabulary, but I don't know it. So
If you give me permission to, I can look through your eyes, as it were.
Port is
Okay.
left, starboard is right.
yes, I was about to say the opposite thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Bow-
look in.
The bow's the front, the stern's the back.
I'm gonna look in the direction anyway, just in case I get it wrong, and I'm gonna say, "Gargoyle on the port side," and point in that direction so that she knows.
Aye, aye. You just hear, and
Captain?
having looked that way, she aims all three of these cannons and the ballista that you're standing next to, Thea, at the two gargoyles off to that side. And I'm trying to look for her. Oh, there it is. I have to get her into this mix. Okay, so she's after Zeph now.
So she's preparing herself for when she's ready to go.
Yeah. And technically, I don't know if you've ever figured out how to do this, but Mime Adüné is under your assignment right now. So you could look at her skills and such too. As the captain, I figured that made sense.
Sure. Great.
So you could always, put somebody else up to the task. I think she also put some stuff in Adüné, which is I figured this is a good way to keep track of the stuff that you guys have put in Adüné. If you want me to give control to somebody else, just let me know. I can't give it to multiple people for whatever reason. To like I guess it makes sense to an individual character is what Adüné is. But I can switch continually who has control and can see what Adüné has.
Okay. I still get an action, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm posting it in the Discord chat because, again, I'm being difficult. I'm going to call lightning, which basically I pick a point, and then everyone within 5 feet of that point has to make a dexterity saving throw. Or
Copycat.
did you just call lightning? Because I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
No, I used
Thunder.
I used shatter, which was lightning magic. So I was
No,
just-
it's thunder. It's
Thunder.
sound based.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
thunder and lightning are two different things.
I did not know that, Josh.
But they're both very, very frightening.
Mm-hmm.
But go
Especially if
magic
your name's
people.
Galileo.
Mamma Mia. That's interesting.
Mia Figaro.
So
so
I'm
what
going
do
to
you?
point in the direction, and I'm just going to yell, "Ah!" and then I'm going to cast a lightning bolt so that it hits both the gargoyles and not Squall, because I think they're close enough that I can hit both of them in a 5-foot range.
I would
Squall
say
not
especially
like to
after
die.
they had attacked Squall because they kind of moved in closer. I was moving some other stuff around when they were flying in the air. They backed off a little bit, so they were. I would say that would work probably. So you got two, and
So they
what-
both have to make a dexterity saving throw.
that was going to be my next question because I still don't see it in chat like you said you weren't going to do, so I didn't know what I was doing.
Oh, it's in Discord.
Oh, my bad. That's why.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a spell that I get for being a druid, but I can't add it to my spell list. I don't know. I think I just need to figure out how to use D&D Beyond the right way.
Oh. There might be something that you have to purchase or something too.
Yeah. It's a feature that I get some spells, but if I choose my spells, I don't want to make that like an overlapping part of my spell list. So I'll let you know when I'm going to use something like that.
Okay.
Just for clarity, what square is this gargoyle in?
They're kind of like right here, honestly. I had to move them around a little bit. And so technically that's where I was going with it before, is that they aren't really within completely 5 feet, but basically they are, so I'm just gonna count it. It's fine. But I'm still looking for the dexterity saving throw. Like what's the DC on it?
15 is the DC.
Oh, okay, so they both failed. Marvelously failed.
Okay, they're gonna take 3d10.
I see.
Nice. 21.
Okay.
Old enough to drink.
Hell yeah.
And to die.
No, they were already 2 years old enough to die, at least if this is America.
Yeah.
3 years, sorry.
Oh.
Fired.
Yeah. That spell's also concentration up to 10 minutes. So I think I can just keep lightning striking points for 10 minutes as long as I can maintain it.
Oh, you can't do this if you're in a room.
Yeah,
Huh.
it has to be in the great outdoors.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I'm staying put, so that's it.
Then it would be a Mime's turn.
Ooh. All right, so since goodness, man, okay, so since neither of the soggy bushes are in front of me, am I frightened anymore?
I know you said soggy bush, but I heard sake bush, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds nice. You were still frightened, I think, but I thought you had made that wisdom saving throw. I'm going back.
I think I did.
Yeah, you had a 14. You had to make a 11. You're good.
Okay, so I can attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can move towards her if that's what you're asking.
Well, I'm gonna use Jesus. What's going on and why I keep sneezing? But anyway, so my guiding bolt has a range of 120 feet, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that one just to make sure. Just whatever I want to hit.
I think you're missing.
So I guess I'm gonna go with Soggy Bush 2. Although I don't know, Soggy Bush 1 is almost dead. Anyway, Soggy Bush 2, I'm gonna go ahead and if 10 to hits, that'd be great.
Well, first you would have to definitely move to the edge of the ship there, because she's 10 feet below you right now.
It's 120 feet range.
Yeah, but like, isn't it also dependent upon sight? I don't see it in there. I'm gonna have to look it up again too.
I don't think so.
Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Spells. Flash of light streaks towards a creature of your choice within range. It just sounds like it would be sight, you know? I guess is why I'm thinking it too.
I mean, I can't see Soggy Bush 2 from where I'm standing. If not, I can move. It's fine. I'll move to the edge of the ship.
Yeah.
So I can stare down at them menacingly.
You can
That's
always
what I was-
back up too. Like you can walk up and then retreat.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying to some degree, is that you physically could not see them there. And right now, when you do walk to the edge, you don't really see her, even though you know she jumped in there. You see kind of like the pool where she would have jumped into. And so you would have hit, it looks like, with a 10 to hit. So you threw your guiding bolt into the spot where you thought she should be too, and hit the center of the ripple, the water ripple, but you don't see anything happen. down under the water.
Not even any bubbles?
You see the light kind of come down, because I think we've described it as this radiant beam of light just come down from the sky. And as it hit, it did create bubbles. Your beam did, but you don't see any bubbles from her. No.
Oh. Does it do any damage?
No. No, I mean, not that you
What?
can tell. Mm-mm.
God damn it. Okay. I
It was
tried,
a
guys.
10, it was a 10 to hit.
Yeah, fair.
So you can either move back from the edge or
I'm gonna move back a little bit
okay.
so that Soggy Bush 2 cannot see me with her very frightening eyes. And then I guess it's my turn.
And then it would be a squall.
Alrighty. 10, 15. I'm gonna move 25 feet, turn around, and I'm gonna attack Soggy Bush number 1 with an Eldritch Blast. Hopefully I can kill her and get some temporary hit points.
Is Swarm of Teeth the fish?
Mm-hmm. It looks like, you know it's fish because you can see scales, but it looks mainly like teeth.
Gotcha.
9 to hit.
Does not hit. And for a secondary reason, because I'm going to describe something else. As you go to blast forth your normal squall blast, you just and not even like a puff of smoke comes out of your mouth. It just the dying of your caw. The blast does not come forth.
Uh-oh. Someone's in trouble.
Well, damn. Okay.
One of the
I forgot to-
gargoyles over to the side kind of chuckles actually at this and goes, "We found you now. We have you. You must give us gold for the master, or suffer the consequences and loss of his powers that he has so gracefully given you."
Turn him over to the stupid stone-faced bastards and ask him how much gold is needed.
He requires a minimum of 20 gold pieces per sacrifice to keep your puny powers rolling for another month.
Hang on. What? Oh. Alright. Okay. 20 gold coins, huh? If I pay you, will you both leave?
They kind of look at each other and go, "Well, you killed our brethren. We thought we were just here to fight. They'd come looking for the sacrifice of gold, and you had slaughtered them. But I think we can look past it, because it is the master's will."
Okay. Well, how about I give you guys a ruby, and we call it square for 3 months?
Roll a what the hell is that one?
Persuasion?
Yeah, thanks. I have this really bad habit of knowing what the first letter of everything is, but not knowing any of the words. Okay, so 17. I'm gonna assume you're talking to the one closest to you, just for...
Mm-hmm.
Because he kind of missed you completely too, so he was already ready, whereas the other one's been bloodied and is held back by his compatriot upon the negotiations. And he is going to so he's going to hear your argument a little bit, and he goes, "Per the contract, it doesn't have to necessarily be gold, but it does have to be precious metal or stones. So this is acceptable, but the 2 months stand.
Fine. Take your
Any-
ruby and be gone, and leave my companions alone.
And he says, "Deal struck," and he flaps over, holding out a clawed hand for the ruby.
And with the rest of my movement, I will fly over and hand him the ruby that is in my inventory.
It's almost dead. We could kill.
You
And
should have
it-
told him you'd give him a ruby in everything, but that they had to help us kill these bitches.
But as soon as he gets the ruby in his hand, he turns over to Gargoyle number 1 and he kind of nods, and they just right back up into the clouds, out of the picture here.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Squall's just in it for the blasts.
All for the blasts. Alrighty, well then that'll end my turn. So.
And it is Soggy Bush number 2. Um, Trying to remember how this one thing works here again off the top of my head too. I have to look it up real quick. Because we got okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. This lady bursts forth from the sea almost as if it appears actually if the sea is spitting her out back onto the deck, and runs over to Mime quickly and agilely without really showing her age at all. She seems to be a spring chicken as she just sprints over to Mime and grasps in her arms, trying to pick up and haul her away, them away. And I'm gonna roll a strength. Oh no, that's the wrong one. This one.
So I know I'm short, but that doesn't mean I'm not heavy.
I was gonna say, didn't you say they were like the same height as Mime?
Yeah, they're not very big. The first one was a save. That was the wrong throw. The second one's the right one. So, I would say that she runs up and kind of grabs you and misjudges you up. And
And I just scream in their face. And I just like, they try to pick me up and I just right in their face and like startled them.
you would roll a another performance, I guess, for me.
Just like they taught me in karate.
Mime
Yeah.
starts screaming
That's
stranger
accurate.
danger.
Right? I have my whistle.
She kind of is like taken aback by it, being put off by the fact that she tried to just pick you up and couldn't, and then was like, like making this face at you while she had been trying to pick you up, like, oh god, why?
I offered you pancakes, goddammit.
Pancakes of friendship, bitch.
Right? You betray me like this?
And it would then be Solgale 1. Half dead here in the water. You see her stop flailing and yell up to her sister and says, "I must return!" And she goes, "I understand. I won't be shortly behind you." And she just dives under the waves, basically, disappearing. And then it is Heron's turn.
I cast Ray of Frost at Soggy Bush 2.
Okay, that hits for sure.
Yeah, it was natural 20.
Oh, damn.
Double
Oh, that's a
damage.
critical damage with a 11 I see there. Do you want to describe it?
I'll let you do it. Wouldn't it
Okay.
be 17 damage because it was 6 and then the 11's from the crit?
That's a way of interpreting it I hadn't before. I see that on yours now. That's actually how it should read with your particular spell, yeah. Normally there's like the advantage, disadvantage, or critical actual damage, you know what I mean? Like there's a slash mark if you look up at some of the other ones, but this one, yeah, it's got them separate, so I would add them together. So this
Yeah,
is how
'cause
much.
the 11 rolled separately on D&D as well.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. I see that's how it appears here now too, actually. I wasn't paying as close attention as I should have. Down to here. That's how much that would. Oh wait, no, that was just that, and then we're gonna take this. That's how much that did. If you wanna, I can just. Do you want me to describe it still?
Yeah, you can. And then after
Okay.
that, it's my turn.
Okay. So you, I believe you described it before too, where you bring out your spell book and you kind of just wave your hand, muttering some things, and then from the end of the spell book, the back of the spell book, it just creates a beam of ice that comes straight out to it and kind of just starts to creep across the soggy bush, and she's kind of shivering and cold now, and almost looking like have been frostbitten. So her skin isn't actually that bluish hue now. It wasn't before. And then it would be Zeph's turn.
All right. I took the frightened off because it's been more than a minute, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn to her. I'm gonna run up to her. And okay. So I am going to hit her with my quarterstaff. And I'm going to replace it with my breath weapon. The cold, which is 2d6 damage. So she would take 5 cold damage. Something I didn't realize before. It says that she needs to make a dexterity saving throw
Or
for my breath weapon.
oh, okay. Yeah, I don't see that on my end, but I'll take your
Yeah.
word.
But it's a DC of 11, because otherwise she takes half damage.
Okay. Just made it.
Mm-hmm. So then she takes 2.5 damage. So
Okay. Is it on top of what you're going to roll for the quarterstaff, I'm guessing? Or is it
no,
you say
it
replace?
replaces it.
Okay.
However, I now have 2 attack actions per turn, so I'm gonna hit her with my quarterstaff again, and it's not gonna do shit.
Missed.
But then I'm going to use a key point. I'm going to punch her with my flurry of blows. $14.
That just hits.
Haha. And that I am also going to where is it? Going to use my draconic disciple, and when I damage a target with an unarmed strike, I change the damage type to cold damage. So instead of just doing bludgeoning damage, it will be, so instead of 8 bludgeoning damage, it is 8 cold damage.
Oh, okay. For the strikes, or is that for both of them, or
No.
are you just doing one this time around?
Well, I'll do 2. But let
Okay.
me roll my second punch.
I just know that you get 2 for the flurry.
Yeah.
So second one does hit 2.
And that one's 7.
Okay. So you
that
did
was cold damage too. So 15 cold damage.
plus the
Oh yeah. Plus the, I don't know if it would be with like a 5. I don't know if it would be I don't know if you round up or down
I would
with the damage.
you're at 15. I would just round up and say 20 total damage there.
Okay.
So this is how much. Oops, I did backwards math there. That's what she's at. If you want to describe what you did to her.
You can.
Okay. So you whip out your quarterstaff after getting over your fear from her from before, and you're like, this bitch trying to come up on me, say that she's gonna take me out, and whip out your quarterstaff, like I said, and just whap her upside the head. And as she was still getting frosted by Kyle's blast there, also got the frost damage even harder, and is encrusted even more from that. And you, as you're striking her with the good one too, you hit her on the. You kind of drop the staff after whapping her, take your other hand out and hit her on in the side of the gut. So like right in the side there, and she kind of doubles over, and the hand that was holding the staff before comes back up and hits her like as she was flailing right in the armpit and almost knocks her over. But all of that, as you're hitting her too, had started to crust even more with ice and frost, and she seems almost like a frozen statue at this point, just with a nice almost inch thick layer of ice that's just been accumulating on top of her.
Yeah. Zeph and Heron turned this bitch into a popsicle.
Yeah.
And then it is technically Adüné's turn. But the gargoyles are gone now. Adüné goes, well, Thea, I seen the gargoyles fly off there. I don't know what you wanted me to do here. Just gonna wait.
Yeah, that was unplanned, but thanks for looking out.
My pleasure, dearie. Then it would be Idril's turn again. And to be clear, the boat isn't really moving in the water still because it was dead in the water before. But when you did turn it, just the tides alone had helped you turn it, Idril. So you're not moving forward at this time. You're still basically, as to what you can tell, not even moving like 1 knot and a second here, even with the sails kind of down. It's just a very slow, slight breeze that's coming in.
When I run over to this side and shoot my arrow or my longbow at Soggy Bush 2.
Soggy Bush 2, where is the squid that sent you?
They will be coming forth. My sister has gone to fetch them and let
Good.
them know of your whereabouts. My death shall not be in vain. As she sees Idril ready the
Yeah,
bow.
Idril is like ready to go.
As she sees Idril ready the bow and can't move because of her frozen form, and this would be a death kill shot if you want to describe it.
Death
Idril.
blow.
Yep.
I'd aim it like right for her chest so that when it hits and she's frozen, she just like shatters into pieces. It's like,
So,
and it's
so
like
when you,
ice just rains down.
I'll describe a little bit more of that too. In the sense
Go for it.
when you hit in her chest, she does start to crack and shatter, but it's more of like the first couple inches into her skin is frozen. The inside is just a gory mess that is just onto the deck, and with blood in the black ichor of her blood frozen
Ugh.
in the other pieces. It is now in a puddle on the ground in front of Mime and all of you guys here.
I just like whisper under my breath, stupid bitch.
Yeah, puddles.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, hey, Mime, can I get one of those pancakes?
Post-murder pancake.
Yeah.
Yeah, here, have a pancake.
Yum.
And
What- Do
did
I?
you
How do I?
did you-
How many points do I get for that?
did you eat your one too, Mime? I was just wondering. I thought you did because I thought I was going to tell you to roll like for this. No, I was just thinking about it. So these are some nice hearty pancakes, and they were steaming when you got them, so they're still moderately warm after that combat. You know, it only took probably about 20 minutes or maybe 15 minutes or so, and everybody that eats one of these pancakes would roll a d12 to see what they get back in their stamina bars.
Damn it! This sucks.
What happens if we don't eat and it hits 0?
You would be exhausted, so you take disadvantage in pretty much everything.
Mhm.
Anything that requires doing.
So wait, the gargoyles are gone and the soggy bushes are gone, but I still see fish out here. What are they doing?
The fish aren't doing anything. They were lopping up some of the blood that's been left behind from the first soggy bush. And the other ones that you had seen starting to bubble up around the ship had already disappeared, but this particular batch of teeth is still lapping up the blood.
Like,
down
can
here.
we harvest them? Like, can I go fishing? Can like Squall dive down and grab some in his talons?
I don't know, Squall, can you?
Can I? Yeah, I'm more than willing.
All right. So what you
I say go for it.
I'm gonna wild shape into a giant eagle and help him.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Get them fish.
I'm gonna eat a. Is there enough pancakes for Squall to have one?
Yeah, there were at least a pancake per person there in the stack that Adüné had cooked up for everyone.
I eat a pancake. I'm trying
And-
to type it out, but my caps lock.
Smoking a pancake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll eat some pancakes.
I'm not seeing what I would think. I was thinking initially nature, but that doesn't seem quite right. I would think that it's almost like a survival more than a nature. It's like it's a survival skill to be able to catch food. So
Makes
that's-
sense.
All right.
So
Oh,
if both of you, I know or Thea, you're flying too, so I'll get to making you into a bird.
I think I'm gonna start turning into a bird every once in a while and hanging out with Squall. I bet it's lonely.
Dude, no. It's flying is the best. Hands down. You'll love it. Bird life is best life.
And I have +7 to survival, so I have that going for me.
Hot damn, that's what's up.
You're a bird now.
Oh, I
Congratulations.
thought it looked like a giant worm for a second.
Ew.
So I didn't like see the feathers until you scrolled in further. So it just looked like a brown worm thing.
Yeah. I've been meaning to ask Thea, do you have any description to how you morph? I know we've said before, like, when you do it, we were just debating whether or not you'd lose your clothes, but now we know you don't because of the ring. But, like, are you, like, is, like, your body going, and, like, are you, like, going through that whole morphing process? Or are
If
you just
I get to
going, like,
pick,
I'm a bird?
there isn't a lot of description about how it actually happens. So if I get to pick,
Totally up
I
to
would
you.
rather it be instantaneous, just like a flash of
Bam.
light, and then I'm a different thing. Because I feel like morphing is creepy.
Okay.
And creep out everyone in the party.
Yeah. That's fair. So, like, there's a flash of light, and then you're now that animal. Or monster, or whatever. So, yeah, now you're a bird. And
I'm gonna go Squall just for fun.
Yeah.
see, you rolled an 18 there, Squall, for your survival, and a 23 for Thea. So you both swoop down, seemingly experts at this, like you've been doing it your whole lives, and pick up a wriggling fish in each hand, both probably about the size of a medium-sized melon, but they're wriggling really hard and much more aggressively than you've seen other fish, and they are almost physically trying to bite you from inside of your claws too.
Not
Ow.
regular fish.
Aggressive.
They are very aggressive.
Be aggressive.
I'm
So
just
you
gonna drop one right next to everyone.
Just one or both?
Do I have two?
Yeah, you guys both picked up two. Nice
Okay,
solid.
I'll drop them and hope for the best.
And as you do,
Onto deck, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like pretty close to you guys.
as you do, Adüné goes, "What was that for me?"
Yeah.
Okay, just that
Yes.
wasn't projected in everybody's head, and so as soon as the fish landed, they started to flop kind of towards you and Zeph, Mime, and like they were like not just like the dead fish flop. They'd kind of turned almost on their sides, and their mouths are going towards you guys,
Yeah,
trying to
Adüné,
bite
take the fuck out of those.
and Adüné's like, "Ooh, I haven't had fish in a while," and it just kind of the deck kind of goes and chops them in half and swallows and it kind of make a sound as the top of the fish kind of falls off to the side, and she does it again with the top half.
Adüné, do that next time that there's invaders on the ship.
Right?
Oh, that would have been some helpful information. Yeah, I just it's really hard for me to tell who's who until somebody tells me, because my senses are limited, very limited to the ship itself and its own senses.
That's valid.
And Squall, you're currently holding two very angry fish right now.
I'm gonna drop them for
Okay.
Adüné.
All right. Adüné swallows those up too, and she goes, "Is anybody else still hungry?"
What does the pancake bring me up to? I'm at a 4 currently.
You
A
roll.
D12.
A D12.
Yeah.
I rolled a
Squall's
9
still
for
hot, or Idril's still hungry because that pancake didn't do shit for him.
I would say that you would roll the d12 and you would also take a solid 5 from it as well on top of rolling it. I should have. This is me coming
Okay.
up with it off the top of my head
Well,
here.
then Idril is stuffed.
Okay.
I also rolled for pancake earlier.
Yeah, Squall is full.
Yeah, I'm full.
Okay. So, Adüné then says on top of after that, well, this is wonderful. The acolytes downstairs have been fed and cared for as well. I've made
We
sure
have
of that.
acolytes?
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yep. Yep.
Wait, when did we get acolytes?
They're traveling with us to Gargant.
Remember
Oh.
our passengers?
No, Idril didn't realize that.
Idril wasn't here last week, so Idril didn't remember
Idril,
that.
Idril was sleeping and missed.
Yeah,
that
we have
part.
passengers.
You would have
Oh.
Idra would have known at least that you have passengers. You just didn't. You still would be sort of confused because as you'd come on deck, they'd come on deck, and you just went to sleep, basically. But you did know that they're here as Idril.
Why are they here? Are we like delivering them to somewhere?
Yeah, I don't think they told us exactly why, but there's 3 of them, and they also are trying to get to Gargant, which is where she is trying to get. And that's where we were traveling up until this moment.
Oh, is Adüné now not dead in the water since she's had some fish?
And Adüné says, "Well, I've been holding the engines as you can kind of see, and I'm going to describe a little bit here. I think, like I'd said, that Mime, you have control of the ship right now. So if you recall, when we got into the ocean before, I'd given you kind of these vague impressions of where stuff was because you're on a boat and you can see vast distances over the waters, and you can get like land ho kind of impressions, while you're on the boat. And I don't know if you can get over to Adüné right now, but you have control of Adüné right now, basically. Didn't we figure out if you right-click on your character, you can go to other characters or something like that?
Yeah.
I do not.
All you have to do is single left click and then switch characters. That's what I was doing with Gunther.
Switch? Fuck.
Which I can still do. I could still be Gunther, apparently.
I don't think
Gunther's not dead. Adüné. Ooh.
So if you want to share your screen for us through Discord.
So I'm on Discord on my phone.
What? Do you have it on
I
computer?
can see sunset.
Or
so what I can do, look. What I can do is Can I? Oh, wait.
that'll work. I mean, if everybody can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's sunset, not Adüné, but that's okay.
Adüné is the Elvish word for sunset.
Yeah,
so Gargant apparently is not very far away. It's up there.
No. So you see, I'm going to change this real quick to in there. So
upside down. Ha ha ha.
Should update to be Adüné for you easier. Anywho, so you guys are sailing though, not upside down, straight north. Still, north is up in this orientation, and you see a vague impression of a landmass off into the distance. Each one of these squares are about 500 feet, so that's about 1,200 feet in front of you that you can see landmass. And so, Squall, I'm assuming you're just basically shouting "Land ho!" Because you can vaguely get that idea, but that sense Idril that we talked about before is still pulling you to the left of this screen as well.
To the left.
Should we go to the left?
I think we should go to the left.
Let's go to the left.
I think when Shia wakes up, we're gonna have a power struggle. But I'm more curious about.
Oh!
As you're getting within about a 500 foot to 1,000, you actually just before that you would start to hear kind of a chanting almost, but it's more of a guttural song
Oh, wee,
of
oh. Oh.
of 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 another ship that's just off into the distance, and it looks to be a much smaller vessel than you, but with a lot of oars in the water. You can hear splashing about.
Oh, Vikings! We've discovered Vikings.
Josh has been playing too much Valheim.
So you as you near to, you can kind of make out the words more clearly, and you hear that it is not just a chant, but almost a raucous, bolsterous singing, and
Are there
you can
sea shanties coming from this boat?
and
How
you can
how far are they?
they're right there. They're probably about oh shoot.
Someone use the eyeglasses that we got.
Oh, I have a
Less
telescope.
than 500 feet.
Yeah, they're
I have-
they're
I have-
250 feet.
they're
I have
like
a
they're like two
spyglass.
football fields away from you
Mhm.
right now.
Spyglass.
Idril's
Or
gonna
one
pull
football
out
field.
his.
One football field.
Idril's
They're
gonna
like
pull
on
out
the
his
other side of a
spyglass.
football field from you right now. So you guys could yell really loud and hear each other at this point. So that's why you're starting to hear some of their sounds, and you definitely notice that they are noticing you. You know, they can hear they haven't stopped their singing, but you can hear them going ho ho yo and that they're pulling their oars back in to their ship, and then they're still sailing forward with the wind, but they stopped their rowing.
Idril
Oh,
pulls
so if
out.
we just wait, they'll just go away.
Idril's gonna check on it for us.
Yeah, Idril's gonna pull out his spyglass and check it out.
Okay.
I forget what my spyglass does. It's got some sort of fancy skill about it.
I don't remember
Oh
either.
no, I think it's just a regular old spyglass.
That's what I thought we'd said.
Yeah, I just checked my notes.
Okay.
It's
Just
just
making
brass and leather and very well maintained.
good good notes. So
I
you're
pull out my spyglass and look towards the longboat and try to see if I can tell who these people are, like where they come from, what is their race,
roll a perception.
what seems to be their business on the water.
$16. And you have advantage, I'd say, currently because you have a spyglass. So
Sweet.
you see, evidently the captain kind of standing in the middle of the boat, giving out orders, and he's telling everybody to store the oars and to prepare themselves, kind of. And you see a couple others off to the side, all in leather armor with some metal studding, so you can guess pretty much that they are of a warrior class to some degree, and that they're especially because, as I was going to say, some of them are starting to pick up their shields off the side of the boat and ready their weapons, basically. And there's a couple even behind them that seem to be smaller individuals preparing something else you can't quite see behind everybody. But the captain and everybody is also all kind of stumbling about a little bit, like they've just been having a good time, and they're all still really smiling. You know, they're not worried right now. They're preparing to greet, as to what you can tell, unknown vessel, you know, in the waters that
Okay.
that is gaining a lot of speed quickly on them, that they don't seem to be able to escape. Basically, you guys are
Okay.
still
Well,
sort
I
of moving this
relay all that information to everybody.
Okay.
And pretty much be like, what do we want to do?
Well, I don't know. Adüné's faster, I'd imagine, so we could always just scoot on by them, or we could ram the ship into their boat and drown them all.
Dude, we have fucking like crossbows and cannons and shit. We don't have to ram the boat into shit. We
Yeah,
can just fire at them.
Do we have to
Yeah.
attack them at all?
Yeah, I
Judges?
don't
Yeah,
think so.
of
Can
course
I do
we
a
do.
strafing run with an Eldritch Blast? Just. Meow.
Yeah, I second that. I support that motion.
But why?
My
Let's not
Eldritch
damage
Blast has
Adüné. Adüné's nice. Provides us sustenance like pancakes.
Ooh. So an Eldritch Blast has a 300-foot range.
Yeah,
So
fuck
yeah.
him up.
As a warning shot, or
As you guys
Yes.
are kind of debating amongst yourselves of what to do, the apparent
Longboat.
much more organized group of people on the other boat, still at that
Oh,
same
shots fired.
safe distance from you, yells out, "We come in peace, and we have
Come in
ale."
peace.
They have
have
peas
ale.
and ale. Protein and carbs, guys. Let's
Lay
go.
down your arms. Let's drink.
So
I mean,
can
what
Squall
do you
like go fly over and be like, "What's your deal?" I know they just yelled at us, but we can go. Can one of our bird friends?
And
Am I still a bird?
And he says, "We are prepared for battle, but we would not wish it upon you." Yelling,
Yep,
and you're catching most of
be a
this.
still bird.
And if you do not fire up upon us or send anyone aggressor, we shall not release the arrows we have ready.
Yeah, no. Why don't we send either Thea or Squall over, or maybe both? They can both
Both.
go
Yeah.
and
okay.
and see what's up.
Yeah, let's both go. And I'll go squaw. And in bird person, I'll say, let's go drink with them.
I'll just give out a hearty squall and follow.
Does your race have a different language?
Our Croca?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a language unique to our own species.
Okay, I probably don't know it just by being a bird. It's probably more in depth than that.
I'd imagine I could understand birds. I'd hope so.
But that doesn't mean all birds can understand, bird
Yeah.
person talk.
Yeah, I'm sure I could belt out some primitive chirps that you would be able to understand at that. But though you shapeshift, your mind wouldn't really, so you would understand common still, right?
I would understand it, but I don't think I can speak it when I shapeshift.
Okay. Well, then I will just say it in common, and then I hopefully can understand your chirps. So, or interpret them at least, anyhow.
Ah.
Yeah, I maintain my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma,
Oh,
which means a lot in some cases and nothing in other cases.
true.
Okay. Either way, we're flying. We're heading in that direction.
Yes.
I am working on it. I did not expect this transgression, to be honest.
Are you about to make up a bunch of shit?
Yep, on the fly.
I mean, it's 9:30. It's approaching 10 o'clock. We can always call it a night if
Oh.
you are not prepared, Josh. It's okay.
Oh, I'm prepared for the interaction. It was just not the way that it was going, where I was going.
Oh,
to,
you weren't prepared for us to board their boat.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Not
I mean, our
Prepared for
boats can
people.
get real close. We don't have to board their boat.
Let me see here. I'm just looking to see if I can find, or I can just describe it if you guys are okay with that too. Because
Yeah.
so basically, you guys fly over there. You greet them. I'm assuming from the air. And Thea, you can't quite talk common currently with your with your beak and such, you're not quite used to it, I'm assuming. In the bird form. I'm not really sure about that one.
Yeah, I can understand but not speak.
Okay. That's what I was trying to remember how that was worked in there. So you can you both come to kind of the front half of the ship as you're approaching them too, and the captain comes up to the gosh darn thing. The forefront thing.
The bow.
Not just the bow though, the actual element that's on the bow that's kind of like pointing up on a Viking longship. They have two of them on either side, one in the back and one in the front. But he's
The little
grabbing
horse,
onto it.
the little horse.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing. So he's grabbing onto it while he's greeting you guys like, "Hello! I see you've come from the ship, and we are not here, as I've said, to do battle. We were actually just in the area trading for some ciders because we don't have them up north where we come from."
Okay.
Might I help you direct you in any direction or such? We just came from just an area in the just north of here, probably a good 24 clicks, and we were in Aaronford, just sampling some of their ciders, and we found them to be amicable, and we're bringing them back for us to sample in our we weren't actually out doing anything nefarious this time round.
So suspicious. Are we at the ship? Or are we still in the we're between ships? Or if I wild shape, will I fall in the ocean, or will I?
You guys are, I was assuming, kind of hovering before their ship because if you start to board another person's ship against their will, it wouldn't see that very well. That's what I was assuming, anyways.
Okay. Oh, just so I'm just kind of flopping over their boat. As for directions, we're actually just heading to Gargant. But other than that, I mean, if you guys are willing to give ale and stuff, I could talk to my crewmates, see if we can arrange a visit.
Yeah, I mean, that would be wonderful. We could trade for some of what we have. We wouldn't mind going back to go for another round. We're already half drunk as it is, and he slurs the last couple words.
Can I hold out the bottle of wine I got from the Crystal Tower as a bird?
Trying to think of how you might do that.
I guess I can't because I'd be flying.
Yeah, and your feet are under you now, so and your backpack would still be on you. It's just resized, so you'd be like,
I would just look really weird trying.
Yeah, I guess so. You guys are actually on the map that I threw together real quick too with a boat, but I didn't get it to put any people in it yet. So you're gonna have to imagine that part. So, but you're kind of off to Squall's left, and you're doing that in the air, and the captain looks over to you like, is your bird friend also drunk over there?
No. She just shapeshifted into a bird and was trying to hand you something, but you give me a moment, I can contact my crewmates, and I'm gonna hold the neck thing and try to broadcast to everyone and ask them hey, I kind of want to whisper it so the Vikings don't hear it, but hey guys, we got some half drunk Vikings over here that are they have a boat full of ciders and ales, and probably would appreciate spending some time on a bigger boat, and they are wanting to do some trading. Would you guys feel comfortable bringing them on board?
What are we gonna trade them?
I don't know. Honestly. I don't know what we got.
Didn't we brew a bunch of ale on Adüné?
Yeah. And I also think
Yeah, but it's not done yet. Josh said it would take 2 days. So I don't think it's been 2 days, has it? It's only been 1, right?
It's
We could give
almost
them
ready.
food.
It would be ready next. It'd be ready the next day. And by the way, this point where you guys have been traveling to has gotten you to the latter half of the day. You're in the evening hour right now.
We could have Adüné give them food.
true. We could trade for
Let them feast upon our
Pancakes.
I thought we were sailing for
table.
3 days before.
Previously, Zeph hadn't set it up until the last time you guys on the third day. Zeph was, or on the second day technically. Yeah, on the second day Zeph set it up, so it would be ready at the end of today, basically.
Gotcha. Heron goes down to his quarters and reads his spell book, studies for a little bit, and then once it gets closer to evening, he goes to sleep.
Okay. Is it the one that you're just you know by heart, basically, or is there something that you'd found that you want to read and try to go?
No, he's just reading his book. I haven't purchased any magical items.
Okay.
Sounds good. Well then, should I let the Vikings lead the Vikings to Adüné?
It's usually best to let Vikings do whatever they do.
This is your captain speaking, I assume. I would say, and you would say something.
Yeah,
along
don't try to control Vikings. It never ends well.
So your advice is to let them be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let them go along their merry way.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to join us, that's great. But if not, let them do what they want to do.
All right. Then I'll go back to the Vikings and be like, hey, you guys are free to do as you wish. Per instructions from my captain. So on that note, I think me and my friend here are gonna fly back to our ship.
Well, I appreciate the greetings and wanted to ask just before you go, like I had said, is there any directions we could help you with or anything like that?
No, it's appreciated. We're headed to Gargant, and we know where we're heading to.
Yes, we're familiar with the town of Gargant, right under the town of Athenia, and they are suffering, I hear, currently. Not only from the news has been spreading quickly of their sickness, and it seems it has roused some other supplicants of the Drogon that are harrying them, to use the word again. But
I'm never gonna forget that word now.
They're suffering.
And also, I would be wary as a ship your size, and he kind of looks off behind you, going through the smaller islands to that direction. There seems to be quite a lot of larger reefs and small islands on the way there.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the information, and I hope that you, Mary Lot, have a safe journey back to your homeland.
Thank you there, sir. My name is
Victor. Victor the Viking.
My name is. I'm gonna put a Victor, an accent on it though. Victor.
Victor.
Yeah.
You sure it's not Victoria?
Be glad he can't hear you.
I'm gonna give a little chuckle because I'm assuming I can still hear this because of the band.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, well met, Victor. I'm Squall, and hopefully someday we will meet again. And I'm gonna do like a little bird chirp over, and kind of like, hey, we're heading back.
Okay.
So as we're flying back, I want to give the information that Victor just told me to the rest of the group about the ailing citizens, and to, as we get closer to Gargant, to watch out for a small island and reefs that might hinder Adüné.
That's good information. Thank you for sharing all of that.
You are welcome. And the town that the citizens are having trouble in is Athena. Did I hear that right?
Athenia?
Yeah.
Athenia.
Yeah.
Is that adjacent to Gargant but not connected?
It's south. It's south of Gargant.
South. It sounds like they're suffering from the same thing that Gargant is, possibly, maybe.
Yeah. I can't use the word that you have dropped a couple times there, Josh.
What's that?
Harrying.
Yeah, they're harrying.
They're hairy.
Yeah, they're being harrying, or they're being harassed.
Harassed.
Yes, they're being harassed.
There we go.
Yeah, that's another word for it for sure.
They're being hairy.
Yeah, they're being. That's how it's spelled. Is HARRYING. Harrying.
Okay.
I've had to look it up after the fact too. After it came out on my mouth, I'm like, is that a word? Am I just coming up with shit? I don't
No,
know.
it's a thing. Persistently carry out attacks on.
Yeah.
When you read too
Persistently
much
harass.
and then you think you know a word and you say it out loud and you're not pronouncing it right is the worst feeling ever.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
You're like, I'm pretty sure this is a word.
Like, I've seen this, but I realize I've never heard anyone ever say it or write it before.
Yeah. That's one of the things that's nice about audiobooks, I have to say. Especially when it comes to character name pronunciation. Oh.
I'm too pretentious for audiobooks.
Too pretentious. So, I don't know if you want to bring back your screen there, Mime, for the ship, but
Oh, do I have to?
I might be able to share it too, but I'm going to say that the ship, as your friends have been coming back to your ship, which is stopped in the water basically now, had started readying the oars and started quickly going off towards the south now, as what you could tell. And then you guys were going to Idril, you're still getting that sense of to the
Left.
west, to the left, and almost to the north a little bit now.
Wait, but that looks like a cup of beer.
Oh, that's their icon. Like, it's on them. It's their status icon. So
They're
that
drinking?
they're drinking and drunk. And when they start sailing away again, you can hear that is a drinking song as you had passed them closer this time, what they've been singing before.
Oh,
As they
The
take
Vikings are drunk?
Yeah.
they're good
Aw.
people. Okay, so do we want to swim towards the reef, or do we want to go to the Isle of whatever that is,
Oh,
or whatever
they
this
should have
is?
told you what that was. That's where they were had been heading from, they kind of said too. But I don't know if Squall mentioned that fact.
Squall mentioned everything. I'm probably just not remembering correctly.
No, you're good.
Too many pancakes. I was pancake drunk.
You're still getting a sense almost directly where that island is in the middle. That's really
That
small one. Yeah. Idril of where to
Okay.
go.
Well,
But
So are
it's
we
not-
going that way?
But
I'll
it's
keep
not on the island. You feel like it's past the island, because you can
So up
see
there.
all the way across the island at this point, and it is not, when you're focusing on it, it is not giving you
So I
that.
guess the question is, do we want to visit the island, or do we want to go up and around?
No, the real question is Idril sharing that sense to you while you're driving.
Can
What?
I turn
Oh.
back into a person on the ship now at this point?
Yes, sorry. I'll jump back over there for you.
Cool. Being a bird was fun, but I thought I would be more useful. So I'm just gonna.
It was pretty useful. You got some
You
fish. You flew over to a boat.
Yeah, you
Those
did more than the
times.
rest of us.
I was like ready to to drink with them and like give them wine for their ale, but like
You
I
were
don't
very
know. You know, the speech barriers, language barriers.
Well, I
Where
would
did-
probably keep like steering the boat and like telling people that like
Oh, were you
I think-
steering? I thought.
Okay. So the
I don't
question
know.
is, do we
Who
want to
is steering?
stop here or do we want to go around? Whether we approach whatever the fuck this thing is, or whether we go north and pass through this, like, straight here. So we can either approach whatever the fuck this is, we can, like, drop anchor here and check out whatever, oh, there's something to activate. We can figure out whatever the fuck this is, or we can go through the strait here and go around. What do we want to do?
I'm fine with whatever, but also, isn't it? We're either. I guess we could stop on that island in the meantime, but are we choosing between following Idril's tattoos and going straight to Gargant? Long term.
Or I think my tattoos are leading us towards Gargant.
I mean,
I don't
I'm fine
know.
with
Can-
stopping on a
can
random
I-
island.
Does anybody
but-
know where Gargant is? Because Squall did not ask for directions
I
and
thought
just
we
went,
knew-
yeah, we know where
Oh,
we're
I
going.
thought it was just this whole land mass up here. Like, there's a bunch of land up here, like north of us. I thought that was all Gargant.
Also, you could pause until next session because we are getting 15 minutes in there, or you can go off on the island and say that that's your pausing, or all of these are open options. Just want to let you know from the DM side.
Do we just want to, like,
Well-
drop anchor? Do we want to... Okay, I guess
Well-
the real question is, do we want to check out this island, or do we want to figure out what the fuck this is? Or do we just want to say, fuck all that, and go around?
So I want to do all that, but also Squall probably did tell everyone that there's reefs and it's dangerous, like in the islands of Gargant. So I don't think we would just head straight into there. Like we would
No.
probably.
We would probably
Like-
need
Yeah.
a smaller craft,
Yeah.
something
Um,
more maneuverable and lighter.
Well,
I
you
would-
can still fit. You can still fit in between like this space up here, just from a size standpoint. But you definitely would have some trouble. You can see the reef kind of poking out down. Oh gosh, down
That
here.
way.
Yeah, and then this is
Okay.
obviously an island in front of you, so you cannot sail through. an
So
island.
do we want to go north?
I
North
mean,
and around this?
yeah,
I would love to see land.
Yeah, I would still say we should check out that little island though, because if that's where like Idril's being pulled to, then I feel like there's
As
a
you move up
reason.
to that point, Idril, your sense is obviously not pointing you towards that island. It is more of in this direction, you know.
Okay.
But is anyone else
Does
worried
Zac
that
Efron live here?
Huh.
dock the ship? No, just kidding. Is anyone else worried that squids are just gonna attack us out of nowhere?
Oh yeah, at all times. I fully
Yeah.
expect there to be squids. Like lots of squids. They can call themselves octopi. We killed their brethren, so they're like forever gonna hate us.
I was kind of hoping that we could get the people that attacked us to tell us where the squids were so that we could just kind of deal with it. But now we just have to live in fear forever.
Yeah.
Did you see where I was pointing you there, Idril?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other weighing in thoughts on this conversation either?
Yeah, so it would probably just be like, yeah, I still feel like we need to go northwest.
There?
No.
Okay, so we're just gonna sail right through this
Okay.
and up and around. We don't want to check out the Isle of Efron. That's fine.
And you
I
and you
think we want to go towards that little island.
and you're now getting the sense of continually the direction that you're slowly sailing there in spurts almost, and there are smaller islands to your north, and it looks like a more reefs to the south.
Yeah, so I don't think we can go north in Adüné. I think we're gonna have to find a smaller boat. We can keep going west. I feel like this is open water for us.
Yeah. I mean, do I still feel like we need to go west, or do I feel like we need to go a little bit north now?
Go.
Can I be meditating during this
Yeah.
time?
So I'm
And
just
you're
avoiding
going-
all of these, like,
You're doing exactly the sensation that Idril is feeling, and now it's almost a direct north to you, is what you're feeling.
oh,
Oh!
I saw words, and now they're all gone.
And now you can see Shia kind of comes up on deck at this point and says to Gargon, straight north, as
Cool.
the coast comes into line there, and you, I presume, are waiting for her orders, which she doesn't have any tonight. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, so let's pause it here, because I don't know where on this coast we want to land. Right, there's a cool little island down here, but there's this peninsula, and there's this one, and so why don't we pause until we have our native here to tell us where we want to land.
I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Zeph,
Yeah,
you're not a dragon, right?
correct.
But you have a breath weapon?
he was
Yeah.
trained by dragons.
Well, I was trying to get her to tell me that, but yes.
She
Yeah.
did. My bad.
Did you?
No, I've not told people that. I mean, I'd assume you could, like, I mean, you can ask me, but yeah. So yeah, I was taught how to be a monk by a dragon.
You ever come up with his name? I was curious about that
No,
myself.
but I will.
So you
Okay.
have some dragon powers, and you can read, write, and speak in Draconic.
Yes.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I came up with some other story suggestions from that too. Zeph,
Yeah.
but just filling in blanks. It's not something that's essential right this second, but I also you don't have to take it. Like I said, they're just suggestions. I thought they were cool ideas,
Mhm.
but because of like how we talked about it was, even when you were telling me, was sort of vague of how you got to the dragons, right? And how they were how he became your teacher, so to say.
Well, yeah,
you-
because I was
Still
on
working through
the
it.
run from people.
How did
Mhm.
you meet dragons?
You want to hear my
Well,
suggestion, or do you have a whole story?
yeah. So what we had talked about, remember, was that like I was kidnapped whenever I was young and kind of raised in this like crime syndicate, I guess, like this Ergonasi crime syndicate.
Mhm.
And I got into some trouble and was on the run and just decided to run up into a mountain to try and hide and run from the people that were looking for me, and found a dragon cave and ran in there and was hiding and found a dragon that was like, "Hey, I'll make you a deal. I'll teach you some stuff and teach you not to be a thief, and in exchange you will go into town and tell me like the going ons of town," because it was a silver dragon. And like metallic dragons are typically like lawful good. But they also have like an urge to be like around people and like learn about like humans and other like humanoid races. Um and they're really fascinated by them. So like that was like my whole like deal that I made, was that the dragon would teach me like what it knew in exchange for me going into town and telling them like the going-ons of town. Since people tend to run when a dragon comes flying down from a mountain towards their town.
That's fair.
I mean, that's sort of what I was thinking too. That's the only suggestion I'd come up with but besides that was that like instead of the cave situation, like you'd said, because the silver dragons are very civilized, like you're saying, that there was actually a civilization of silver dragons that you found, and that in being with them, they taught you the ways, as you were saying, but you've reached a point in their civilization which is kind of like a dragonkin level, which means like you're part of their society, but you're at the journeyman stage of that, which you go out and you learn how to become more assimilated with society, so to say, of the humans which they studied.
Yeah, and something along those lines too I was thinking of too was like to explain why like a monk would be like they found like an old monastery like on this hill or like an old temple or whatever, and like they read through all of this stuff and learned it for themselves, and then that's like how I got taught, was because that's how they knew.
Cool.
I thought it was worth asking because it came up a couple times in this fight, the word draconic, and I was like, well.
Yeah, so I have, because I have that, like the draconic like teachings. One of my abilities is Breath of the Dragon, which is if you take the attack action, you may replace one of your attacks with a breath weapon. And you choose like what breath weapon it is. And that's why it's cold damage, because silver dragons do cold damage. And then I also have what else do I have because of that? I also have the Draconic Disciple, which is unarmed attacks, and that's where like I changed the damage type of my unarmed strike. And then there was something else with it too. I can't remember right now. But then I also can I know Draconic as well because of it. A cool monk ability that I have that I haven't gotten to use yet is deflect missiles, which I really want to use. Because you can use your reaction to deflect or catch the missile when you are hit by a ranged weapon attack. When you do so, the damage you take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus 8. And if you reduce damage to 0 and have a free hand, I can spend a key point to essentially throw the thing back at them.
I think you mentioned that you were watching campaign 1 of Critical Role. Campaign 2, the monk is my favorite character ever.
Oh. Gross.
And what'd you say?
I said gross.
They're
like Bo.
Bo is so powerful. And like that deflect missiles, I feel like early on in the campaign was like clutch.
It looks like you never ate any pancakes there, Heron. I was looking at that. You just refuse Mime's pancakes and Adüné's?
No, there was just a bunch of shit going on and a handful of people talking at the same time, so I figured I would eventually just write that in the crack somewhere. I'm at full health. It would just be more or less a
the D12 plus
flavor
5.
text thing at this point.
The thing that I started introducing actually in this campaign is not very common is the stamina bar there under your health. You see the blue bar in Astral actually.
Yes.
Adüné is a high elven race.
And you there. That's the
Holy
D12.
fuck!
Nice roll, bud. 10 out of 12.
Your
Nice.
speed
Plus
is
5. So
50.
you're up to full on your stamina there. Because that was just so that we like had some rest points during the thing, because I felt like we were just running, and there wasn't any point. Like it'd be like 5 days it's passed and nobody's decided to try and eat. So I was like, should add something in, because there needs to be some like splicing of the action and running around and such.
No, that's fair.
But I didn't know. I know you hadn't experienced that necessarily on when you joined the last time.
He doesn't
Well,
need to eat. His god feeds him.
Yeah.
It looks
Sustain
like
off of knowledge and reading my book.
no, you
And
need to eat.
currently,
Everybody
I would
needs
say
to
that
eat.
it is sunset in this iteration when you're setting off the coast. So you're going to spend the night off the coast and kind of wait
Yeah.
till morning to get in.
Yeah, we're gonna drop anchor and so wait, soggy mush is what's going on here?
That's just a goop. That's just goop on your deck right there.
God damn it. So does like somebody have to scrub this shit off?
We need to get deck hands.
Well, it is the poop deck for
Right?
a reason.
Is that what the
I mean,
acolytes are for?
I was gonna say, what the fuck have the acolytes been doing this whole time?
Like what does Adüné think about this goop on their
Oh.
deck?
Adüné doesn't particularly seem to mind one way or the other.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I say we drop anchor and take a long rest and come back and go explore Gargant next time.
I'm gonna sleep by the tree, but
Okay.
I'm gonna cast plant growth on the tree. So that
Okay.
maybe I could make my own plant sanctuary on the tree on the ship.
That would be awesome. I welcome that.
So as you'd gone down to that deck too, Thea, you noticed the acolytes, as Adüné had said, sitting at the at the kitchen level, just above the engine level where you're going to, eating at the tables there, and they just say in passing, "I heard some commotion up there. Hope everything's all right."
Thanks for coming and helping me.
All's well
fine.
that ends well.
I hope you don't like soggy bush. I keep
Is
walking.
that what you say?
So we got
Or
rid
is
of
it-
all of it. It's all gone.
Yeah, down to here. And I'm assuming then, just if you didn't actually say, "Hope you don't like," I don't know if you said that or not. That's what I was
I
asking.
did say that.
Okay,
Of
so
course she said that.
they're like, they raise an eyebrow at you like, "Huh?" And are you stopping to converse with him before you go down, or are you just gonna ignore that?
No. I'm
Okay.
hoping that they go up and see for themselves.
Oh, okay. So you're like, you say that and you take off downstairs past them.
Mm.
Wait, what is this bro doing on the front of the ship?
That is a corpse from the first time you guys had encountered Gargoyle.
Okay. He's like a warning.
Yeah, some degree.
A figurehead.
Okay. Good shit. Yeah, that's just like a warning signal. Like, beware ye who enter here.
I don't know where everybody else is going, but
I'll probably just go down to my room and go to bed.
Same here.
Yeah, I think it's safe to
Good.
assume everyone's just gonna go to their rooms.
Idril?
Yeah. Well, I guess I can stay up and take watch. In case any spooky business goes on.
And Adüné kind of chimes in your head. "Don't worry, dearie. I can. Oh no, I can't. Can't do shit. Never mind."
So you don't even have eyes, Adüné.
Yeah, I mean, Idril's been sleeping for the past like 3 days, so
Yeah, we're pretty well
and he
rested.
and he technically doesn't even need sleep, so he'll offer to take first watch.
All right then.
All right, good shit. Well, I'm gonna get off of here and go to bed.
Yeah.
This has been a good session, guys.
Oh yeah.
Josh, I had a question. So, I know you want our like backstories for episode 0 of this podcast. How are you recording? So I know you recorded one particular audio session. Like what format? Like what software are you using for that? What format would you like for us to use to submit to you our like character backgrounds?
I mean, if you're gonna record it yourself, you can do whatever. I can work with whatever. Like I use Audacity and for the actual editing of stuff. So I can
Audacity. Okay.
yeah, it's free. It's a free software completely. And so you can just I think that one mainly works off of other things, but I know because it's a free software, there's a lot of workarounds for things. Like I wasn't allowed to work with MP4s or MP3s just by to import it into Audacity, but if you go to their site, you click on a link and it downloads another piece of information into Audacity and it works with those formats. So, and I could probably
Okay.
do something similar with any other ones.
Okay. I just want to make sure that like if I take the time to record something that you can actually use it. Like I don't want to. So I don't know if it's worthwhile to just like log on to Discord 30 minutes ahead of time and record like something then, or if
Yeah,
you
I
want me
mean-
to send you an audio file, or I don't know what your
I mean,
preference is.
the other thing that I would say is that I've been using something called OBS for the actual recordings. It's another free software that just runs in the background during the entire session, pretty much. That just records and saves a file in my computer. And you can make it record audio from your mic, or you can make it record audio from your computer. So, or you can
So
select other inputs. And so I've been using it as both for my mic and for the computer to record the Discord session. And I was going to say, like, if you guys wanted to take a second in the middle of our sessions, even, or at the beginning, like you're saying, or at the end, and just, do your character thing. But I'd probably write it.
So, are you saying Craig is useless?
I like him for one other feature that he does right now, which is so the OBS records everything as one file in one session, all smushed together. Craig actually records, and if you go into the drive, the Google Drive that I shared with everybody, it has everybody as their own audio from Discord. So then I can like chop everybody's audio out individually. Like if
Gotcha.
there were like, for instance, when I could hear somebody's background noise in a particular thing, I could chop that out technically and it not be a problem in the actual end editing, but right now I'm not even I just don't have that sort of time on my hands.
No, that's fair.
I'm just gonna yell Craig until he records my character information.
Craig!
Fucking Craig is never here when I need him.
Yeah. That was the main thing that I was having trouble with him, is that he is a bot based in Discord. So like if my internet's kind of crapping out or something like that, it chops the audio up, or somebody else's internet connection with mine, it just doesn't work whenever I need it to.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to officially leave. This has been wonderful.
Nice.
You all have a wonderful night.
Thanks for joining me and us.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. We'll continue next week. We'll get to Gargon. It'll happen. I believe in us.
Someday.
over the rainbow.
All right. Night.
Night.
Bye.
Yeah.
How much information do you want? Do you want it like it's up to us, I guess, how much character stuff you okay.
That's why I wanted you guys to like whenever we do record it, whether it be on your own or during a session or something like that, to do it because like it's your character, you know,
Mhm.
and whatever you want to reveal to whoever's listening about them, because this is episode 0. If you want to withhold information for certain things like Gunther, for instance, you didn't come into the session with Gunther, but like if you wanted to tell the people like Gunther, I found him later on in the campaign, you will find, and we became fast friends or something, you know, like whatever you feel like including in your intro to your character, you know.
Mhm.
And I know Squall just or Ike just left there, it looks like, but if it were Squall, it could just be a Squall, and that'd be his entire intro if he wanted.
I should
That's
tell him that.
You should, because if that's all you want to record, that's all it needs to be.
He
No,
has a lot going on. He's like paying off people and like
Yeah.
making deals with people left and right. He's not gonna get off the hook that easy.
His
I'm
fucking
pretty-
intro is just gonna be "Caw, bitches." And it's
I'm pretty
just
sure
that.
that's what it's gonna be.
I'm suspicious of that one.
I mean, he is a warlock, so.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried.
Yeah. I mean, I've pissed people off too, but at least, like, I don't know. I didn't make pacts with demons.
There's no one coming after you on a regular basis on our entire ship. I don't know. Now we have gargoyles and squids, which I guess is the concern.
Well, the squids at least are
Yeah.
confined to the sea.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they also seem like they're not ever gonna go away.
I mean,
Unless
Yeah,
we
I mean, if
come
they
up
just
with,
keep
like, a
getting
very
reborn.
yeah, unless we can come up with like a very creative way to like appease them.
That's why I was hoping we could find out, like, if they had like a lair or something, we could find out where it was and go there or something.
in the ocean.
But we always just kill people before we even ask those things.
I mean, I couldn't do it because I don't have magic, but if any of our magic users at like higher levels learn to like open portals, we can just yeet them into another plane of existence.
There we go.
That would be disorienting, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and that you'd have to get there for that too. Remember, they're in the ocean,
Yeah.
and true, some of them come out, and that'd be a way. As long as they don't die in that other plane of existence, I guess, because they do die and get reborn, like the other one was talking. Is what you know.
Oh, even if they're
That's-
on another plane, they get
Yeah, I was
reborn
gonna say,
too?
like, how does that work?
I mean, digging into my brain a little bit, it's a little bit like I was thinking of it anyways as like if you've seen anything with artificial intelligence and mind backing up, so like when they're alive, everything is being basically recorded back to like a mainframe of sorts or like a conscious central sense, and then when they're reborn, their sense goes back into another body.
So are they like a hive mind or are they individual?
They're individual, but they have one central like controller, not necessarily hive mind, but like ultimate leader, you know, like they said oh crap, I can't even remember the exact wordage I used in the beginning there, but
Kind of like mind flayers, like how mind flayers work.
I don't quite know enough about them to say that.
I believe how mind flayers work is they all have like you were saying, like they're not a hive mind, but like all intelligence is shared across them, but they're still individual beings. But like as far as I could be wrong, but as far as I know, like if a mind flayer learns something, then like there's like a central like knowledge bank where like that knowledge goes.
Okay. In that regard, yes, but it's not shared across all of them while they're alive. But if one of them dies and goes back into that central bank, like we're calling it, then they learn what all the other ones know, and then they're reborn.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So if we find that central bank and destroy it, then they wouldn't be able to be reborn again.
Could be.
I don't know how we would get down into the ocean, but
We would have to ask one of their servants.
we could turn
Interrogate.
we can turn fucking Adüné into a submarine.
There we go.
Sacrifice
So
enough beings to her, apparently, if you recall.
I can cast water breathing on the party.
For how
but-
long?
I think it's only an hour.
I don't know. I have not looked into it because my logic was I can turn into something that can water breathe, so why would I ever need to make the party water breathe? But I should look into that. I have a lot of really cool third level spells, but I think it's going to be a while before we see some of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Druids are fun.
I'm trying to introduce more of that. I mean, even where you guys were going through with the the coral, the reefs and such. I had some combat ready for that, but you guys were lagging on a little bit, I felt like, with the other portions there, so I wanted to get at least 2 Gargant to some degree in that area, so I figured I'd leave them off to the side. You can worry about that stuff later.
My
And we
water
got-
breathing spell is up to 10 willing creatures for 24 hours.
Ooh.
So I have
Awesome.
that. I have water walking. I don't know. I was so excited today because I was like, where are these enemies? Like, maybe, like, I have a conjure animal spell, so I could have made a shark that just, like, ate these people in the water. Like, I don't know. I feel like I have options now.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds flippin' sweet.
I feel like I don't have options.
I know, I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, if it can be punched, I can handle it.
Yeah, I basically am only good with a longbow.
Yeah, in the campaign that I'm playing with Sarah, I'm a ranger, like you, Bree. So
Yeah.
it's weird playing this character where I'm like, I'm gonna do all this random shit, and then like in the other campaign, I'm like, I'm useless unless you want me to shoot something.
Yeah, well,
Um,
my other campaign, I'm a fighter, and I've got like dual axes and like dual wielding, and I've got this like massive mace, and so I'm just like all up in people's business, just like whacking shit. And then I go to this one, I'm just like, okay, hi.
Although, as a
I'm
ranger,
gonna stand over here in the corner and shoot arrows.
but as
I
a
think-
ranger, you get a companion also eventually, right?
If you go
Uh,
that route. If you go
I
that route.
haven't. I have to look
Mhm.
into it. I haven't really.
And the other thing I was going to say for Idril and Zeph character wise, that like you can add some awesome shit in there. Like that's one of the things that it doesn't necessarily describe in D&D, and it's because people used to take more liberties with it before because they were focused on that sort of combat aspect. And I just know this from reading old books and old like attack, like if you know what Forgotten Realms are, they're a series of books based on the D&D world, actually, that are like that are actual like characters that people have probably played as, and they just have attachments to, and then an author just takes those ideas and mushes it all from D&D into a story, into a combat situation. Most of them aren't mage users, and they go into crazy detail about how they like jump, backflip, and like double slash and cut off his head and his arm and stuff like that. And for like a bow user, you run up over your companion, you trick shot into like their abdomen or something like that. They're describing that, and I would say from my standpoint, like those would probably help spice it up for both of you guys. Like I know, Zeph, you go around punching a bunch of shit, but you could also throw some kicks in there. You could like, run up, jump, backflip, and like a heel kick somebody.
Really cool. But I feel also look pro
Or like
type
silver,
era.
like
So
silver.
so it'd be cool if I could have like I really wanted a glaive, but I can't have a glaive because they're too heavy for me. But I could dual wield like a spear or like a mini glaive and my quarterstaff.
I think I have a spear that I don't use because I like can't use a weapon effectively. So maybe we can work something out.
Maybe. I also saw a weapon concept that somebody had made for a their monk character had a bow staff that like unlocked in the middle and they pulled it out and it was swords, and then they could like sheath it and lock it and it looks like a bow staff. So like if you're trying to go in somewhere where you think you might need weapons, you can sneak that on in there by just saying like, "Oh, it's just my walking stick."
Yep. Yeah, that's a good trope there that I've seen played out a couple times. That I like, even from a lightsaber back to those days.
Pull
Yeah,
an old
it's-
band off and be like, "You wouldn't take a wedding staff from an old man, would you?"
Well, and see, that's the other thing that like
And he fucks you up.
I haven't really gotten to play with yet, but like I've gotten to do the levitate thing, which is like one of the only magic things I know. But then I also have the disguise self thing that like I
Yeah,
haven't gotten to use yet.
I've been waiting. Yeah, because
Well, yeah, because there hasn't really been a scenario where I'm like, oh, I should disguise myself and like sneak on in here.
Yeah. Well, that's part of your backstory thing too, because I was wondering when we were talking about that actually, about the silver dragon, right? Because if I were to introduce some of that, then I needed to know more about it. So I think you talking about it this session and agreeing to some of we're kind of on the same page at least
Yeah.
of how that came to be for you. So you can kind of see how I might be able to introduce some of that, now.
Yeah, and I can work on some of that like tomorrow or whatever and let you know. That way you have it before like next session.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, anything you want to, and this goes for anybody. I mean, if there's anything you want to introduce specifically, like I've said before too, that we can work on that. That's why I really like these backstories as being in depth as they can be, because then it gives me something solid to draw from. And I think Thea, you gave me like like 2 pages, I think, of backstory or something.
So like this is just like a me trait. I have no moderation. Like I can't do anything in moderation. So like I didn't have a backstory for like 4 weeks, and I was like, here it is, like dump a backstory. But I feel like I'm curious about everyone else's backstory, so Thea is constantly bothering everyone, like Heron, would you sacrifice yourself for this god? Squall, why are these people coming after you? Zeph, why are you a dragon? Mime, who's your god? Like, constantly bothering all these people, but like, I just want to know. But it makes sense because I also have no charisma, so that's something that would happen is that I just go up to people and ask things that aren't probably appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, on top of all of that, you're where your backstory is from too, like you're thinking more about these people that are around you because you spent a lot of your
Mhm.
time growing up in one area, but you haven't been out of that. And now you're escaping and trying to find your freedom and seeing how other
Yeah.
people live.
Thea is curious about other people's powers, but I don't know. It's fun to play a character that has high intelligence and high wisdom because I don't know. I'm constantly like, what is this person doing? So like, I don't have to fight that, which is fun.
Something that, like, I don't know, Josh, if like this is something that you would ever like roll into. Well, you kind of did at the Crystal Tower with that acolyte that was hitting on me, but like something else too is that like you guys haven't really said anything about it, but like air ganassis aren't like common things. So like
They're super
I,
attractive to
yeah,
people. Like
and
they're
I think
very
that's kind of why like I got like Zeph got so offended when he was like, "Oh, I just love your blue skin." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like, I'm
Is
not
it
different.
just
You're different.
is it just air ganassis or is it also like the other elements?
The
Are
other
they
elements
all rare?
as well, because
Yeah, I play a Earth Ganassi in my other campaign.
yeah, because
It's
like
pretty sweet.
yeah, because like they're not from this like well, I mean, some can be born like on this plane, I guess, but like the origin is like we're not from the same
Yeah.
plane of existence as you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Mhm.
And I think you said too, you were born on this plane of existence from a human and
Yeah.
were
Yeah,
raised by them.
you can be born that way, and then you can also be born from like two Ganassi parents.
Mhm. Yeah. My character well, no, she doesn't know her mother, but she knows that her mother was human. But she doesn't know anything about her father. Um,
So biologically, her father must also be air ganassi, or can that
or
happen randomly?
Or a
a
gene. Jin, yeah.
Yeah, origin, yeah.
A gen, okay.
But the reason I said like she was like kidnapped when she was younger is because air ganassi have
Hey,
like
I like basically did the same story for mine. I got kidnapped when I was a baby and like by a cult that was trying to like use me for something.
Yeah. So, with air ganassi, or well, I think all ganassi think this way, but they're like they view each other as like cousins. Like so, and like they believe that like they have the mindset of like if you're an air ganassi, you should be raised by other air ganassi. So the fact that like my mother was human was like, nope, we're taking this. It's ours. And like so like I was kidnapped and then they raised me like and like they typically stick together and it's not uncommon for air ganassi to run like I don't know like crime syndicates is what I was like describing it as like and just kind of be like very like nomadic and jump from like town to town.
And I was kind of imagining too, it'd be like where your mother was anyways. You said that she was like no, but and kind of ran away or of some sorts. I was imagining it would be something of the nature of the opposite of what you described, just because of I don't know what the way my brain works, I guess, but that you were originally your mother was being held captive as a concubine by a Dijin. And this is another thing. This is something that I've worked on. Jin.
Jin.
I know. Yeah, it's spelled Dijin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've always said it in my head, Dijin.
See,
But
it's one of those things.
it's one of those things. But yeah, that your mother was like captured by one of them because she was so beautiful, basically, and held as a concubine. But she somehow managed to escape through one of the other concubines who helped her whenever she got pregnant, and that's where you came from.
Yeah, that was kind of something we had talked about too, was like, so depending on like where, I guess, in time this takes place, like in D&D time, like it could be that, because it could also be that like she was a concubine, and then when the Jinn started getting like overthrown, that's when she was like, nope, fuck this, and peaced out.
Yeah.
And had to like escape to this, like, the mortal realm.
Yeah.
Because like that would make sense, because like because I was raised by other Air Ganassi, that's how, like, and not just like my human mother, that's why I know like primordial, which is like the like
Like the
elemental
language of the gods or something.
It's the language of the elementals.
Elementals.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the other ones that you guys had run into and you tried to talk to, but then started attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just like, fuck that.
Yeah, so I know common, draconic, and primordial. Which I actually had a question about me knowing primordial was if you look up, because like I had to look up primordial whenever I first started, because I was like, what the fuck, like, but if you look it up, it says, so primordial was the one of the language of primordials and the elementals, and then it says also the popular giant language was based on primordial.
Yeah, so like it's kind of like how English is based on German and French.
Right, and abyssal is also a form of primordial that
I
is.
think I was thinking of abyssal. That's
Yeah.
the one that's of the gods, right?
No, abyssal is
Or like
Abyssal is like
creatures.
devil shit, isn't
yeah.
it?
Oh.
Celestial is of the gods.
Oh yeah. I like was looking at languages a couple weeks ago, and it just all like went in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
No, abyssal is like deep underwater shit.
See, this is
infernal is.
Yeah, infernal is the one that's of the
Okay.
devils.
That makes sense.
This is an interesting progression only too, because like I remember thinking whenever you told me that you knew the primordial language, like that made sense to the elementals. But whenever I'm looking at elemental character sheets, which are, different from you guys' character sheets and such, each elemental speaks a different type of language.
Yeah, so that's something else weird too that I saw at one point, was like somebody said
So for instance, like an earth elemental set, their language is terrain.
yeah, there's
I don't know what that means entirely, because
Arin, Ignan, and Terran.
yeah. And that's kind of why I think when I was looking at it before, like you tried talking to it and it didn't respond, was because like you weren't talking to it the way that it understood. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like, primordial is its own thing, but then like each elemental themselves understands a certain way of thinking. And the way I was thinking that they sort of talk is like not even with like words. It's more of like if it's a water elemental, it's just like, and you're supposed to interpret that as something, you know, or like an earth elemental where it's like,
So you would speak air, like the breeze would mean something to you?
yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much like you were saying, like we were just saying, like the Aquan, Aran, Ingen, and Terran, they're like dialects. So it'd be like going over somewhere and like
Oh.
it'd be like, I don't know, slang, I guess.
So
It'd be like,
theoretically, if Thea were to manipulate the air around you, could she form words?
That is a question. I'm looking up to. Mm,
Because
Yeah.
that could be fun.
yeah.
Oh,
'Cause it says
how would-
they're considered a group of dialects of primordial. So the way it makes sense in my head is like, so my great grandparents on my dad's side, both sets of them are from Italy, and like my grandpa's mom was from northern Italy, but my grandma's mom was from southern Italy, and like they could speak to each other in Italian, but there were words that like they knew that like the other one didn't know because they were from different areas. So like that's kind of like how I looked at it, was like you have this base like knowledge of the language, and like you can speak to them and know what they're talking about, but
Yeah, that's like you're saying like a dialect from the beginning too, and I think that's appropriate because like if you go to the South, you're going to understand what they mean in America, but you're going to look at them a little funny and go, "Could you repeat that?" Like,
For many reasons.
yeah,
yeah, or it'd be like I don't know, being from New York and going down to Texas and like yeah.
Mhm.
Or going into Pittsburgh and trying to speak Pittsburghese.
yeah.
I
Especially if
have
you're
a similar question that is about the world that I don't necessarily know. Cassidy doesn't necessarily know. Are druids common in the world? Because I don't think Thea has ever encountered another druid, but I don't know that it could be common in the world to my knowledge.
it's something of because of the many things that I read that I've been playing with, and it's based sort of loosely off of the book that I suggested to you of the Iron Druid series, is that currently it's the whole world is sort of loosely based on Earth and its history, and I've just been incorporating the D&D world into it basically. And druids aren't super common in this area and where you're from either, mainly because of the Romans who had gone through and started killing the druids because of their power.
The Romans as we know them?
Hmm.
Interesting. Okay, because like basically Thea's whole backstory is based on confusion about why she has powers. So like if she were to encounter another druid, it would probably be a weird and interesting interaction.
Yep. Especially if
but
they knew what was what, because most of them are going to be in hiding too, especially in the areas where you guys are, because the Roman power is gaining and or prevalent in these areas.
okay, interesting. So based on where we go, it'll be different. Based on Romans being there or not being there. Okay.
Yep.
What time period are we set in?
The early 600 BCs.
I'm gonna go write that down right now.
So back to the primordial really quick. Another question I had was, so because abyssal is like a, I guess, twisted version of primordial, would I be able to poorly understand and communicate in abyssal? Like if somebody knew how to speak abyssal and I knew primordial, kind of like
No,
somebody
that would
in
be more
Spanish trying to speak to somebody in Italian.
that would be appropriate in your interpretation at least, but you wouldn't really like. So like the other one where you're talking about with the elementals, it would be like, they're speaking a different dialect. So you get the gist of what they're saying. There's words that you can't get out. But when it comes to abyssal as opposed to like primordial, your understanding is like 1 in 5 words maybe.
Yeah,
So
but like,
you wouldn't even be able to really get the gist. You would only be able to understand very loose concepts in that
Okay.
language.
yeah. Also, something else interesting is the script for primordial, like the written script for it, is actually dwarvish.
What?
Yeah.
That's a
Primordial is everything.
Yeah. D&D Primordial uses the dwarvish script.
I speak Dwarvish.
I thought you didn't. That's when you picked up that book.
Which book? The one from Zenith?
Yeah,
I do speak Dwarvish.
I thought you
And I
did.
have the book written down. I'm just waiting to read it.
Yeah.
Glow. I know what it's called too.
Glow. It was growth.
Grow.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. Language was debased. That's the wrong word there. Huh. Oh, primordial used the oh, in this particular one it says Bahazad script or Dorvish.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what this one is. Oh, that looks far more abyssal to me. What's the Dorvish script look like? Okay, so Dorvish script kind of looks more like
Should be more
um
boxy. Should be more like boxy,
um
like straight
a little bit.
lines.
Yeah, more
Yes,
like runic
straight lines.
looking.
Runic.
Yeah.
Runic is what I would call that.
Yeah,
Which
that's the word.
this one is what I imagine. I'll just send this. Is what I imagine like which is the buff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be primordial or abyssal. Abyssal.
So that's where I'm getting confused, because like primordial's so weird in this game. Like, so with abyssal then, like if abyssal's written down, would I be able to read it then, because they use the same script? Like it's the same language written down, it's just pronounced differently and spoken differently? Is like how I'm understanding it. Same with dwarvish.
Was a form of it. I'm looking at it now here to see what it says. I would assume too, if you have you heard like, especially with abyssal, I'm thinking like if you've tried to hear somebody speak your language that you're very familiar with, right? English
Mm-hmm.
from a different culture, and
Yeah,
you're
like
staring
broken English.
and you're staring at them like, what the hell did you just say? I know it was English, but it made no sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's along the same lines, which we were talking about with the dialects too, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. So like going back to like my dad's grandparents, um my grandpa was like climbing up into a tree to like trim branches and stuff. And my great grandpa came out of the house, and my grandpa's name was Nick, but they called him Nicky. And my great grandpa came running out of the house and was like, "Nicky, get down from there! You're gonna break a you pants," meaning like you're gonna fall on your ass. But
Yeah.
like he didn't know, and like so I feel like that's like in my mind what I was thinking. Like,
It would be sort of like that, but I would say the description, at least in my mind, because of the way it describes it too. I know I just used description in two different ways, but abyssal is a twisted form of the primordial language, and it's from a demonic state. So applying those sort of predispositions of what those sorts of things mean, in my mind at least, I would say primordial is more of like the and then abyss was like you know like that's at least the mind that set that I have. Like they're the same words probably, but with more of this like twisted garbled sense to them instead of this clear cut understanding that the primordial languages have.
yeah.
So yeah, you'd probably be able to understand at least an idea expressed in abyssal, but you might not be able to understand the clear point of what they're trying to get at.
Right.
I've been drinking Arnold Palmer's all night with a healthy splash of rum, and it's dangerous. Just FYI.
Yeah.
I have been drinking mostly just whiskey, so where I'm at.
Shit, it sounds like we need to get together because I seen you playing Ark a while back too.
Yes, I've been playing a lot of Ark. My friend and I. So I have to admit, he does a lot of the work, and I just like fly around on dinosaurs, which is kind of the fun part about it. But
What
I
what
don't know.
map are you playing on?
I couldn't even tell you. He has a private server that we play on. So
Okay.
if I were to be thrown in with the regular people, I would probably just die. I'm not kidding. I like show up and I don't know what I'm doing and I just fly around on dinosaurs.
Ike's obsessed with Ark right now, and that's all he's been playing. But he keeps trying to get me to